Hi, welcome to the Vaguely Anime Podcast. I am one of our 4 hosts today, Michael. How you doing, Sage?
I'm alright.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Want to give anything else on that, or?
No.
All right, cool. How you doing, Anthony?
Hated here. Hey, Mike, I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's
hey,
great.
I heard you saw a movie, and by heard, I mean I went there with you.
You were literally with me. Like, you were there with me.
Also-
My
So-
sources tell me.
Same with my other source that tells me Colin also went to see that movie.
No, I
Okay,
didn't.
why was I not invited to this movie?
We invited you, and you said no.
When
Just
the
like the other 3 times I
fuck
invited
did
you to a
invite
movie.
Me?
This was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
How am I meant to remember that?
Because I invited you, and you said no, so I didn't buy you a
Does
ticket,
your
so I
memory
didn't
does your
remind
memory
you.
cut off at 2 weeks? Is that
My memory comes off like 30 seconds.
Because you know how you get the reminder is you say yes, and then I buy the ticket, and then I go, hey,
when
Sage.
did you say this? I don't even
All right,
remember
so-
you
2 weeks ago
asking.
when I said that I asked you.
is this podcast just us gaslighting each other for an hour and a half? Is
No,
this
because
Yeah.
that would imply lying.
Is this all it is?
That would imply lying.
Feel
No, gaslighting doesn't imply lying. It means implying that a different truth exists.
No. There's no different truth. There's only the one truth. It's that I
No,
asked
it's a
her.
different truth.
No. That's not a different truth.
Yes, it is. It's gaslighting.
No, because it is accurate.
No,
I
because
asked
she
her.
said, because she was like, you never sent this to me. And then you were like, yes, you did. So you're both gaslighting each other. at
No,
this
because
point.
mine's not a different story.
Yes, but the audience doesn't know that it's the truth.
Yeah.
But I
So,
know it
it,
is.
so it's just
I
perceived
know
as you
that
two
you didn't
gaslighting
ask
each
me.
other for for an hour and a half.
No, I'm right.
This is hell.
You sure could be. She sure could be too.
But she isn't.
In
Sure
theory.
could. She sure could
This
be.
this podcast has proved anything. It's to never listen to Sage on her opinions.
I actually know the correct answer to all of this.
You sure do.
You're all cunts.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
100%.
I don't know. I feel like I have
won't
some
deny
good.
that one,
I
yeah.
have good opinions on certain things.
Yes, the
Yeah.
variety clip show of all your bad opinions that you
No,
would
I
say
have good
otherwise.
opinions.
Yeah.
No,
on,
let me tell you
Sage,
something.
I hate bread.
Sage,
Look, let me come to your defense.
that-
here. Some
wait a
good
minute,
opinions,
that
yes.
means-
Avatar is a great show. Girls Planet 999, surprisingly fun to watch.
Those
I've never. What is that, Girls
those
Planet
cowards.
999?
Those
She's talked
cowards.
about it.
Those
what did
cowards.
those cowards do?
Well,
Tell
maybe I
me,
wasn't there
Sage.
for that.
Dish.
Okay, so I watched the finale and I had to wait a day because I had to wait for the English subtitles
Yes.
because I don't speak Korean or whatever,
it's
right?
the fucking K-pop show.
It is a K-pop show.
All right,
it, was
I'm
a,
out.
Yeah.
it was a survival show.
And she talked about it
But-
last time for
All right, I'm
45
out.
minutes, and none of us talked.
Wait, here. I'm sorry.
No,
just
actually,
let
I
me
do
give
like
my
one K-pop act.
Is it Blackpink?
I know who they are, but I've never. No, it's AOA.
Oh,
Yo,
It's not
AOA.
even girls,
AOA
girls.
They
It-
rock.
AOA
It's not even
is
or
like
Girls' Generation.
an
They're all
older
girls.
group.
Girls'
What?
Generation.
Girls' Generation is also an older group.
What's wait? What about
AOA, they're an older group. They
They are?
disbanded. Yeah.
They disbanded?
Yeah, like
That's so upsetting. I
years
really like their
ago.
one song where they're like AOA.
Yeah, everybody likes
AOA
one. Everybody anywhere
rules.
likes at least one K-pop song.
Yeah, dude.
But-
and mine is the one
For
where
me,
they go,
for me, it
mine's
was
the one where they say the group name for 45 minutes.
for me. It was Girls' Generation GGG.
yeah, that
No, but
everybody.
that's baller. That's tight as fuck.
Everyone and their goddamn mom. If you know one K-pop song, especially if it was like pre-third generation K-pop, everyone.
Oh my god, they have
knew
generations now.
Sure, of
New.
course they do.
So
Girls'
Generations of Rock and
Generation
Roll?
G.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
It like skyrocketed K-pop to what it is today. It changed the.
Is
fucking
Butter
game.
by BTS a K-pop song?
Yeah.
Like
It's
like
BTS
traditional
is K-pop.
K-pop?
Yes, it's
BTS
K-pop.
is
No,
K-pop.
but like they could be like a Korean boy group and still make
No,
like
no, no,
pop
it's
music.
only K-pop.
Is there a
It's
distinction?
only K-pop.
You probably are the better person to ask about this. Is there a distinction between like K-pop and like the pop music that we have here?
I feel like the main.
Like musically, I mean, like
I feel like-
fundamental, like musically.
I feel like the main difference between like pop music that we have here and like pop music like K-pop pop music is here we have a lot more like variety, I guess you would say, and there's a lot
Oh.
more like scandalous things that people will have in their songs or like topics that will be in the songs.
Okay.
Whereas a lot of, especially like mainstream K-pop, this is kind of changing now. Is like South Korea is like kind of getting with the times, sort of a thing. But like definitely, if you think like
So is it like very like manufactured, like an image kind of thing?
Yeah.
definitely,
100%.
Super.
especially like even now, like even though like let's say even a solo artist, like everything is like you. If you,
Like run through a filter,
you're,
run through
you
like a
have a
management
company
team.
that manages you.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Figured.
then in that company, you have like a team
Mhm.
that like figure out all your stuff. Even if you're gonna put out like a statement,
Okay.
Like usually
It's
got to
be filtered through like a PR.
The company
type thing.
will put out a statement first.
I see.
So like with Cube, when they kicked out Sujin because they're fucking cowards, they put out a statement being like, "Oh, we regretfully like announce that Sujin will no longer be part of the company." And then after that, once she was no longer part of the company because they kicked her out,
Yeah.
she was like, "I didn't want to leave.
Oh,
They just said bye to me."
sheesh.
Also,
That's
I
weird.
feel like K-pop is a lot more groups, whereas in America
Yeah,
it's a lot more like
yeah, there's
it's
a
a lot more
lot-
solo people.
Like,
But like,
But that's very-
like
that's
a
a
K-pop,
very
a
90s.
K-pop group isn't gonna do like something that would be put under pop. It would just be it would always be K-pop.
Right, but my question is like, you get like artists here who have a very distinct pop sound. But that's the thing though, pop nowadays, and not to get all like high and mighty preachy like
no.
weird music nerd thing, but pop nowadays is so malleable when it comes. Yeah, really. Pop nowadays is so malleable when it comes to genre because you have different pop musicians
there's so much
like
variety.
influencing.
Yeah, there's a lot of
because you have
different
like
influences.
now you have like Carly Rae Jepsen, Dua Lipa, and like The Weeknd inhabiting that like 80s throwback kind of pop,
right,
like
and you would all
Madonna-esque.
call it pop.
Yeah, and we all have like the umbrella like term of pop, and then you have like artists like Jessie Ware who makes like disco kind of pop, and then you
Right.
have artists like Lil Nas X who makes like pop rap and
Right.
stuff like that. So like there's like a really like large umbrella of pop. So like what I'm asking is,
So
sonically, is K-pop any different to what we have here in terms of the greater pop sound?
in most K-pop, especially for a group,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say this is definitely true within the past, I would say 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
The song goes, you have a singing verse,
Mhm.
the chorus,
Yes. So verse, chorus.
chorus.
Throw an
then
English
you
word in there.
might have a rap, and then your second verse, and then your second chorus, or
Yeah.
like the second verse and the rap will be switched, and then you'll have there's always a rap, at least 2 raps in a
Well, that
song.
just sounds also just like traditional American pop structure too,
Right,
like verse, chorus,
but-
verse.
I mean, yeah, it's just called K-pop. 'cause
verse,
it's from
chorus. Yeah, it's like
Korea.
verse,
But-
chorus,
but I'm saying
verse,
there's
bridge, chorus,
almost-
end. Like,
mean,
almost
most
always.
songs have
And
a
in the
formula.
especially in the groups, you'll have like positions for every person. Where
Mhm.
like think of like Fifth Harmony, for example. They were all vocals.
Right.
Right? Like nobody really rapped. And nobody was really like a dancer.
yeah.
I mean they danced just fine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
but
But
you
nobody
wouldn't
was like
say they were
professionally,
dancers,
like yeah,
you
like
know
not
what
like
I
a Michael Jackson
so
or like a
so in
Prince
K-pop,
or whatever.
you can have a person in the group who will be basically just a dancer. They will have very little
They'll have-
lines,
Uh huh.
and they'll be there like to do like the dance break in the middle of the song.
Okay.
Or you'll have someone who only raps, so they'll only get rap lines in the song.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes, and this is actually true with Girls' Generation, the first ever visual, which is someone who's literally there to just be beautiful.
I mean, all those girls are very hot.
You are
They are
absolutely
very,
correct.
very
And
attractive.
So wait,
I-
hold on, wait. Who's the one that's just hot?
Yeah, can you imagine being the
in-
hot girl in that group?
in
Yeah,
Girls'
right. Like,
Generation,
whoa.
The like 11 out of the 10s.
Yeah, right.
wait, hold on. I'm pretty sure it's Yua, but I
Yeah,
don't want to
hit me with the
misspeak.
hot one
The hot
out
one,
of the
yeah, it's
hot
like, are you
girls.
kidding me?
Sorry. I don't want to misspeak.
Also, I think the only other K-pop song, I actually don't even know if it's K-pop. It could be any other. It could be a J-pop for all I know. Twice, I think that's
Twice
the band.
is
Yeah.
K-pop.
I
yeah.
feel like, but here's
Nailed
the
it.
thing.
Know
Right?
that
I
one
feel
on a
like
song.
J-pop has its own distinct sound.
it does.
Yeah, but I don't listen to it
Because-
enough to be able to distinguish.
because-
I listen to a lot. I listen to a lot of like 80s J-pop and like city pop. So
Okay. I
like
listen
that
to
has a
Baby
very
Metal. That's what I
established
got.
sound, right? But now and J-pop nowadays, I feel like also has like a very distinct sound and stuff like that. But I feel like also J-pop is like doing like what we're doing, where our pop artists are like pulling a lot from the past, like 70s and 80s.
Yeah, I mean, like they
Because,
definitely
J-
sound
there's a-
different. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to say that they sound the same. It's just that like what I meant was that like I don't listen to enough current J-pop to be like, oh, these people.
No,
are-
I know what you meant.
Okay.
I'm just I like again going back to my original question. What I'm asking is, do K-pop artists do that too? Like, do they pull
What do you
from different eras of Korean pop music and like?
No, I think
do
K-pop,
that?
No, I think-
K-pop is just a standard sound.
No. I
Right?
think I know.
But
What
so it sounds pretty similar to what our pop music sounds like.
yes, but I would say that K-pop does not really pull from, because before K-pop, you didn't really have pop music is like we would know it now.
Yeah.
That wasn't really like a
Well,
thing.
I mean, even in our pop music, you
It's-
wouldn't have pop music as we used to know, because the Beatles were pop back in the '60s.
But you know what I'm
Well, yeah,
saying?
but pop
Like
also just means popular, doesn't it?
there
Yeah, it's
was
just
no,
popular
there
music,
was
yeah.
no like major billion-dollar entertainment factor in South Korea before K-pop, which
Right.
started in, I believe, like early to late 90s. And then it was like this kind of like slow growing thing. And then by the time that groups like Girls' Generation and like AOA and Nine Muses and like groups like that,
Yeah.
and Big Bang, like that's a boy group. But
I know who Big Bang
like
is.
yeah, so groups like that, they and like the rise of the internet as well,
Yeah.
of like social media and stuff.
sure.
Like, that's when K-pop popped off. So there's no like they only have like, let's say 10 years of previous stuff to look back on.
I see.
So I would say K-pop is actually still in its infancy. It's still experimenting.
Right.
Because
Because-
K-pop
yeah.
in 2010 sounded a lot like American 2010 music, like very heavily auto-tuned and a lot of like distorted effects and like
Right.
really
Like dubsteppy
horrible-
kind of.
Yeah, kind
Okay.
of. But also like it's true in like the way they like had the like dance routines and like the I would say and like stuff like that. Like it was very like 2010s bright neons but like slight futuristicness to it.
Yeah.
Whereas K-pop now I would say is kind of in like its emo phase. Like its teenage emo phase, because a lot of the groups now are doing either like darker concepts or like girl crush or stuff like that, where it's like a lot more like edgy.
Well, a lot of American pop music is doing that too. I mean, like
Right,
now,
so
like
I
emo
think-
rap is like a huge thing.
So
here.
I think K-pop more follows American trends quite a lot, because a lot of the times, especially now, we're in the fourth generation of groups, right?
Right.
So now people are realizing with, you know, the internet and how global things are able to be, there's a lot of market to be outside of just Korea.
And it's also funny that you mentioned that K-pop is kind of in its infancy,
Mm-hmm.
because you mentioned before that there's like a lot of groups in K-pop.
Yes.
And I feel like that's a very 90s sensibility, right? Because like in the
bands.
90s, you had a shit ton of pop groups over here. You know, you had Spice Girls, 98 Degrees,
Mm-hmm.
NSYNC, Bewitched. Like you had so many groups here.
The Beastie Boys, the Backstreet Boys.
You mean, yeah, Backstreet Boys. Well, Beastie Boys are still around in the 90s, but they weren't like a...
They're not really
They
a
were,
pop
they've
group.
been around since the early 80s, late 70s even.
Would you call them a pop group?
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
they were
Beastie Boys, no way. No, they're like...
they were an 80s
They were
group.
punk.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I think
They
their
were
first
punk?
EP.
kind of.
Yeah, their first EP was like a hardcore punk record.
It's like
Well,
it's
right,
like
but what did
punk,
they
hip-hop
become?
Kinda,
Well, they
deal.
became what they are now, like, you know, aggressive New York rap. Like,
They're still a thing.
Yeah.
no, they broke up.
Oh, they're not.
No, because MC died.
Oh, I didn't. I don't
How-
really. follow
how
the Beastie
long were they
Boys.
a thing?
I thought they were still around.
They were around. Their last album came out in 2011.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I thought they were like a boy band group. I know
No,
nothing
Beastie
about Beastie
Boys.
Boys. I know nothing.
He knows
about
nothing
them.
about
Have you
the
ever
Beastie Boys.
listened to a Beastie Boys song?
He's heard Sabotage
Wait,
because I put it on
like
for
low
him,
quality,
and then he was
but
like,
the-
"Oh, that's the
That's
song
Beastie
from
Boys?
the movies."
Yeah, Beastie Boys is
We
Sabotage.
had this conversation in your truck.
That's the kind of
I'm
music.
sure.
That's the kind of music they make.
I'm
It's
sure
like a,
we did.
You
What?
literally sat there and you're like, "Oh, this is the song from movies," and I was like, "Yes, this is the Beastie Boys," and you were like, "This is the Beastie Boys."
Yeah. See, I keep my reactions at least genuine. What's
Yeah.
up?
This is low quality, but she's the visual.
She's as hot as the rest of them.
No, Mike, you don't understand. Her face structure is like 2% more perfect.
Oh my god.
yeah. Like when
Actually,
an AI looks at it.
No, it is said that she does have like.
Let me see what she
the-
looks like.
Sorry.
The
Yeah, let me see.
stereotypical look or of
No,
attractiveness or some shit.
She has like nailed down every feature that like is ideal in like Korea. Same with like
She looks as hot as
Which-
the fucking
which
right,
one?
the
the
middle.
At
one
that
in the
point-
very center in the blue.
At that point, it gets to be too much for me. If you're like too perfect, it
She's
starts to be
gorgeous.
almost
Yes,
like
they're
the,
all
But like they're
gorgeous.
all gorgeous.
They're
Like, I
all
don't-
tens. Like,
No, it's really, and I have like kind of a problem with like the visual.
bro, someone goes someone like if they just fucking put him in a line and were like pick out the hottest one.
You couldn't.
I'd be like-
I wouldn't.
like I
I
kind of
feel like
have a
everybody at that
problem
point would have a different answer.
with the
you
visual
know?
title, because especially when they first did it, like with her, she was the first visual. She like
What a dumb name.
the visual.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
But
It's
yeah, so-
self-explanatory. It's
Yeah.
straight to the point.
Yeah.
So when she had that title, it was like she didn't really get a lot of like action though. Like she had a lot of like center time because she was just like beautiful,
Yeah.
but she didn't get to like sing very often and like show off like.
I was gonna
her
say, was she,
other
like, talented?
talents. Yeah, I mean she was
Okay.
a very good dancer.
Could she sing?
I don't know because she never fucking sang on
Yeah.
any of their tracks. Like she was just there.
Then maybe she couldn't.
I don't know, but I don't think they would do that because Girls' Generation is an SM group and they're known for singers. So
Sure.
Can
we swap off of this?
I was gonna say that was about 15 minutes.
That
of
is
this,
some
so.
good, that was some good insight though, because I know
God.
nothing about K-pop.
it's
so.
very interesting.
We should make
Sure.
the title skip the first 15 minutes if you don't want to listen to K-pop.
You're so mean.
If you don't,
K-pop discussion.
it gives
It's-
them the
K-pop
option.
discussion.
Very interesting.
All right, you want to hear some very interesting thing? I can go.
Is it
swear
about
to God, if you
Dokkan
talk
Battle?
about
for
Dokkan-
15
I'll
minutes
actually
about
kill you.
Dokkan Battle?
Well, you know what? I don't
Oh,
have
no.
to edit this one,
I
so that's
can't.
all you.
No, please stop. I don't want to edit 15 minutes of Dokkan talk.
Come on, don't you want to hear about a bubble
Hey, so
popping
I
game?
finished
Sure don't.
Black Clover finally.
I don't know what that means.
I wasn't going into.
I don't know what that
but
is.
Yeah. Black Clover is a piece of shit anime based off a piece
Wait,
of shit
you
manga
did-
that Mike
Wait.
likes.
You
Doesn't
Black
like?
Clover?
I would never say Black Clover's a piece of shit, but like, okay, all right. So
Would you say it's
There we
like
go.
mid, like
There
a
we go.
5?
It's the less.
no,
than
I gave it better than that. I gave it a 7.
The way he described it is much less than a 7. He gave it a Mike 7.
Well, yeah.
What is a mic?
Okay, all right. So,
A Mike 7
wait,
is
hold on, I
everybody
wanna know what
else's
a Mike
5.
7
yeah. What
is.
if I like? If you
What's
let
a
me
Mike 7?
explain,
A Mike 7 is everyone else's
Yeah,
5.
to me, a Mike 7 is everyone else's 5.
Oh, so flip flappers essentially.
A Mike 8 is where
he
where
gave it a
kinda-
10 also. I don't want to fucking hear it.
a Mike 8 is where it kind of meets up to like what's actually an 8. A Mike 9 is like he personally liked it, and then a Mike 10 is like sometimes he gets it right.
Oh no, I agree with most of his 10s though,
No,
because a
I'm
lot of his
joking.
10s are my 10s.
No, yeah, I don't. He doesn't give 10s often. I think.
No,
he
I
gives
think
really
10s
Mike,
don't.
I
Just
think
No, you
Mike
don't.
is
I think
pretty
you give
good
it
with
to
his
deserving
10s.
things.
I think he's does too much with the 9s.
There's
The
like
nines-
almost 300 anime I've watched. There are 13 things
Yeah.
that have 10s.
Yeah.
The,
See?
the 7, 8, 9 range, I think you do is like because I think I was listening to something that was talking about like how in America it's like, oh, this was just okay, 7.
But at the same time, like
No, that's like a 5.
I feel like
No,
I've
but that's
not
like what a lot of people do.
watched and completed anime I don't enjoy.
I don't know. I think I think the rating system
Look,
needs to
okay,
like
all right.
have a revamp.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I agree.
So here,
On my anime list?
In
No, just in general,
No,
because
okay.
everybody's all like, if you give somebody a 5, real quick, if you give somebody a 5, if you give something a 5,
That's middle
it's
of
just
the road.
average.
Middle of
It's
the road.
fine.
Yeah.
It's average.
Yeah.
But people act like 5 is just like, oh my god, dude, if I showed this to my kid, his brain would fucking explode, and I would have to go to the funeral. Like, the people think 5 is such dog shit, and it's just average. And then people are like 7. Whoa, wouldn't touch 7 with a 10-foot pole. It's
Yeah.
like 7 just means it's pretty good. Like, it's not bad.
I thought Black Clover
lot of things I
was
enjoy are
as
7s.
as my anime list rates names their things.
Right.
7 is good. I
Yeah,
think it's
what-
good.
which is
What's-
what it
What's
should be.
What's 5? What's 5?
average.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So
I
no,
thought
my
Black
anime,
Clover
but
was
my
good.
anime list is like an exception.
Is there a 0?
Yeah. No.
I'm sure.
No.
Well,
No,
it's
there's
a
only
1.
one.
my anime list
one
is an
is-
exception
Appalling?
because they
One,
get
I
it.
think what is
Is-
crap or something.
Let me just pull up a
I
random.
think it's
Awful.
appalling.
It might be awful.
Oh, I thought it was appalling.
No, it might be.
Either way, funny.
But like, so,
You're not logged into my anime list. I can't do it.
oh, it's not.
No.
If you want to pass it to me, I can log in.
It's not the
It's
biggest
fine.
deal.
Anyway, I mean, I can look at my phone. But anyway, so I gave it a 7 because I thought it was good. So Black Clover, everyone will say this. Everyone will fucking agree. The first 10 episodes of Black Clover, horrible,
Awful.
absolute
Awful.
garbage.
It's so hard to get through.
That's
That-
that's such dog shit. Why
Because-
would you
because-
front load your anime with such
well,
ass?
because it's like the main character
Wait.
just
He has
fucking
old-
Can
screams.
I interject?
Yeah, go.
He
Ahead.
has Naruto syndrome.
Watching the first 10 episodes of Black Clover, I think, is the same guttural feeling of watching Handshakers.
Yeah, first 10 episodes is bad. So, by
Because-
the way,
but
so
then
one
once
is
you pass
appalling.
the 10 episodes and it gets like a little bit better, you're like, whoa, what the heck?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
So one is appalling.
Stockholm
Two,
syndrome.
2 is horrible. 3 is very bad. 4 is bad. 5 is average. 6 is fine. 7 is good. 8 is very good. Then it's great, and then it's masterpiece.
There you go. That's exactly what it should be. It's exactly what it should be. That's how all rating systems should be.
And
I'm sick and
so-
tired of seeing things that are just average be like fucking maligned. You know, it's like
Yeah.
annoying.
For Black Clover, first 10 episodes, god awful. Nobody will disagree. And if anyone does disagree, they're just fucking wrong.
Please let us know in the comments if you disagree.
Yeah. What are your thoughts
Yeah,
on Black
first
Clover?
10 episodes, bad. Anyway, and then like So what carries Black Clover, at least for me, and I know Eamon vehemently disagrees. He thinks it's awful.
You watched all of it in a week out of spite.
Yeah, I don't,
Ooh.
yeah.
But
I
I
don't
feel
know
like
why he
that's-
did that.
I feel like watching it in like one long sitting, you're just like in pain.
All right, well, so
if you take it in chunks, I
he
think
wasn't
it's
doing
easier.
anything and wanted a shonen.
I guess that's
okay.
fair.
So when I started Black Clover, I watched the first. It was either 80 or 100, I forget, because I caught up to where the dub was.
Right.
In like maybe 2-3 weeks.
How many episodes is it total?
It ended at 170.
Okay, I know I definitely didn't watch all of it.
Yeah, no. So I caught up to either 80 or 100 in maybe 2 weeks.
Right.
And because like I genuinely enjoyed it. Like I thought the story was interesting, the premises were interesting. Asta's like kind of annoying, but not as annoying as he starts off, so maybe it's just like
He cools down.
yeah,
I
maybe it's
think.
just like it makes it feel better. Fucking hate Noelle, because she's the stereotypical like tsundere archetype of like, I'm a noble, I'm just fucking better than you. I don't like you or anything, and that's all her fucking words that come out of her goddamn mouth are. And I'm like, I hate you. I hate all tsunderes. I wish you would fucking die.
Come on,
You know-
tsunderes can be fun.
You know what it is though? I think Black Clover has good concepts and bad follow through.
Yeah, like
There's plenty of good concepts in it that I've seen. Like I have, and I'll start with I haven't read it, I haven't watched it.
I didn't watch all of it. I only watched a portion.
I've gotten information from people who've watched it, so that's all I know. But like from what I've heard from Mike, there's a lot of really good concepts in there. But then also what I've heard from other people's like, you know, like when people give me very specific things about stuff that's in the story, and it's like, oh, this is really stupid. Like at the beginning when he has no magic, he's constantly being told by some kid like, in a world without magic, or in a world of magic when you don't have magic, you're just the worst. And it's like, who the fuck talks like that? What little orphan kid talks like
yeah,
that?
but like
Little bitch ass orphan talks like that.
but like so
Mac a bitch ass orphan.
God.
Who's gonna fault me? Their parents?
yeah, but like so there's oh, he drank, didn't he?
He drank.
He's trying not to spit it out.
Don't do it on my carpet. We
You
sold
good?
this house.
You got it? You got
I'm
it? You good? Swallow. Okay.
Nice one.
Yeah, nice. I said a joke
Nice one,
everyone
dude.
said a million times.
I don't know. That one just got me for some reason.
But like, so I will say, because it has the same issue as Naruto, because it's Studio Pierrot, I think, because they did Naruto also, where like they have those very clearly spent all their budget on this fight scene, and my
Oh.
god, is it great! And then immediately following,
And then
you're
you
like, oh
Then you
boy,
transition to like the next scene, and you're like, what happened?
yeah. And then there were clearly fight scenes that they ran out of budget before they happened, and you're like,
They
okay.
Evangelioned it.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
By the way, it is Studio Pierrot.
okay, I nailed it. So like, but there are some fucking great fight scenes. Like, I think some of the fight scenes in that show are great. I think some of the story beats in that show are great. Does anybody care about spoilers? I will.
I'm never
I
gonna
don't,
watch
but
it.
You're not
I do
gonna
have
watch it. You're
a,
not
I
gonna
have a
watch it. Do you care?
question. I don't care,
Okay.
but I do have a
I have
question.
a question as well.
So I think Seven Deadly Sins is very like middle of the road. I would say it's a
Love
5
it.
for
That's a
me.
Netflix
Let me.
anime?
Oh yeah. Let me love
Okay,
me some
um,
Seven Deadly
oh,
Sins.
okay.
Not good, but like,
Really quick opinion on Seven Deadly Sins. Starts off pretty strong. Whew, goes downhill.
they
quick.
also like
The
fucked up.
start
What's
is
everyone's
strong.
opinion on that one Netflix
I think the
anime?
start. Let me make that
How
defense real
specific?
quick. The start is strong because it's just the first season is there is no risk, and they're very aware of that. And as an audience member, you become aware of that pretty quickly. That they're
Right,
like,
right.
We have half our power. We don't have our magical weapons. I'm not afraid of these enemies. They're fucking bitch asses. And you're just kind of like, oh, okay, these are the bitch ass enemies of season 1, and you're acknowledging that. That's cool. That's
Right,
fine
which is
with me.
fine.
Yeah.
I like the first two.
Season?
See,
Which whenever Escanor shows up, if that's the
yeah,
second
no,
season,
oh yeah,
then
yeah,
first two
yeah.
seasons.
I'm sorry. First 2 seasons were good. There was a little bit of like middle filler part.
Yeah, there was a filler thing. That
It was
wasn't
not that bored the shit out of me personally, but once it gets to Escanor, it's like, oh, this is good shit.
That
But right
fucking
after that,
fight with
it just
him.
hits that with him. And was that greed, gluttony?
No, it's the one where he's like, you're walking towards me, like how you don't have any malice in your heart, and he's like,
Yeah.
why would I be mad at you? I'm
about to squish you like
yeah,
a
I
fucking
only
bug.
feel pity for you
Yeah.
coming up against the lion sin of pride.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh, it's so cool.
no when the demon's like, okay, we're gonna play a game of punch each other in the face, and whoever dies first dies. I go first, and if you run away, you turn to stone. And he's like, okay. And he's like, haha, I'm gonna kill. And then just like nothing happens when he tries to attack. And he's like, what the fuck? And then he's like, my turn. And he gets fucking ripped like Master Roshi when he fucking wants to do some shit. He pulls out his axe and then the dude runs.
Oh god, dude, Escanor is
the coolest.
so fucking rad.
And it's a shame that the show went downhill.
Season
much
3
right after.
really ruined that entire fight with him and spoilers with him and Meliodas. Really fucking.
No, that's
bummer.
what I was gonna say because I felt like for me it was a 5 kind of all the way through. Although season 3 is kind of where I was just like, okay, I kind of can't take this anymore.
I'll probably still watch
it felt
that new
refreshing.
season,
It felt
but-
refreshing to me, I guess. I hadn't seen something like that in a while, and I was just like, oh, this is nice. This is like, at the very least, I don't have to pay full attention to it. I can just put it
Right.
on.
I think it's
and
mindless
enjoy
fun.
It.
I think it's
Yeah,
great mindless fun.
Exactly.
Right.
It was anime for me. It was like
I
that
think
good
it's
anime.
I think Colin is right. It's like a great in the background show, but I went into it thinking this was gonna be like a really good shonen. So I was like, season 1, let's go, like focus, paying attention. And then I got to season 2, and I was like, okay, I'm paying slightly less attention. And then I got to season 3, and then I was like, okay, I'm playing
really
a video
biffed up
game
season
and
3.
listening to the audio, not even looking.
Okay, wait. So what was the question you guys had
we're
about
back
Clover?
on Black
Oh,
Clover.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
what do you like? Well, you just said you love.
As like a
Second
mindless fun, yeah.
Right, but
have
I would say
nothing
like
to
where do you
contribute to
see
this.
them like in comparison? Because I kind of see them as the same, but they're both okay.
Okay, so from what I remember of Black Clover, because like I said, I caught up to it and then I didn't watch it for a while because I caught up and was just gonna because then I found out it was gonna end and I was like, I'll just wait.
Right.
So Black Clover, there was a big gap between starting it and finishing it, because I was like, oh fuck, I caught up to the dub and I'm just gonna wait for the dub to end.
Right.
But from what I remember of the first half, I thoroughly enjoyed my time. Like I said, I got through it pretty fucking fast. I think I have them rated as the same. I think they're both 7s.
Black Clover and 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're both 7s. But like, oh, you had a question before I go on about my Black Clover thing.
Oh, yeah.
But I view them the same.
Gotcha.
Does Black Clover have any like stereotypical shonen transformations for their characters? Is there a Super Saiyan
I
equivalent?
guess it kind of does. I mean, this happens pretty early on. But spoilers for Black
early,
Clover. Asta gets like a transformation, but it's more like half his body gets like demon formed because
Okay.
the demon in his thing gives him his power. So like he gets like a horn and like it gets some like black shit and like a demon wing.
Okay.
But like he's still him.
Good look though.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. Pull it
Would
up.
you
It's
equate
not
that?
bad.
Would
I'll
you,
look at
you would equate? I think that look is similar to
It
like,
does depend on when it shows up though, because like when I said, if they run out of budget, it does not look good.
I
It's
bought it.
kind of like Ichigo with his hollow
the
mask.
hollow
How
mask.
like
Yeah,
kind of
loved
starts
that.
off as like half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Asta, it's half his body.
See,
Right.
that's what I love about Dragon Ball Z with Super Saiyan. It was like, no, there's no budget issue because that was just Akira Toriyama being lazy and wanting to do less work.
Yeah. If you don't know, he made Super Saiyan because all the Saiyans have black hair, so he had to fucking pencil that in every time.
Yeah.
So when he made a transformation so that way they
They're
turned
all
blonde, so he
yeah.
didn't have to draw it anymore.
You could
They
just
just
have the
longer hair.
outline.
Yeah. Awesome. What a king.
That's also why he stopped doing Super Saiyan 3 because he didn't want to draw all the hair anymore.
Yeah. So
a lot of hair.
Okay,
and
yeah,
then,
I'm taking some looks. Okay, you know, the
And then
manga,
you know also-
Wait,
The
show
manga
me,
looks
show
low.
me, show me the.
There's this one from the manga though that is tight as fuck.
Okay,
so
that's
that
pretty
one
strong,
that
though.
one's not him. That is
Oh.
that's
Oh.
the
That kind
fucking-
of reminds me of the dude from Death Note.
Oh, yeah, it does kinda
that's
like
that's
Ryuk.
again
Ryuk.
spoilers. This is like the end of the anime. Spoilers. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yes, that's more him.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
It's kind of the one
Wow,
on the
I really like
right.
blacked out during this because I don't remember any of that.
Passed the fuck
that
out.
guy was his like fucking adopted
blacked
brother.
out during Black
Oh,
Clover.
That is the demon inside the book.
Oh, yeah, you were mentioning that
yeah,
to me.
yeah.
Yeah,
and
you know
then-
what? I gotta say, like visually though,
Yeah.
it looks good.
And then his like foster brother, basically the guy that was left at the orphanage at the same time as him. They like grew up
Yeah.
together. He also kind of gets a transformation. It's also kind of the same, like a halfway transformation.
Okay.
Where he gets like
Does he get the other side though?
he might.
'Cause that'd be that.
I
good.
think he might. Yeah.
Symbolism.
It's he gets like a spirit kind of one, like instead of like a demon, it's like a spirit one, because he gets the like wind spirit as his thing. It's a whole thing. If you're good enough in a certain
You
magical
just said spirits so many
Yeah.
times.
if you're like particularly powerful in your specific element of magic, you can basically you like get the embodiment of that that element.
You become
So
the
one person
avatar.
has the water spirit because they're so powerful as a water user. The guy is
You get
so
a stand?
No. It's not like that.
You become
They
the
they
moon?
just they make you
You're the
stronger. They
queen.
basically give you like they kind of like
Hey.
they give you like more strength basically. Gets the wind spirit, which of course is like a fucking like fairy like that looks like Tinkerbell and is fucking in love with him and annoying as shit.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah.
You gotta.
You have to have more
Imagine-
female love interests to make hentai.
Imagine Navi, but like a more annoying voice.
but sexy and annoying, more
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah. And
Not
so,
my Navi.
But
Still want to fucking swat it.
But,
Next
just hit your
screen over.
Yeah, he did.
Sure did.
so
Oh, God.
at what the story in itself, fun fight scenes, pretty fucking good. I think there's a lot of things that go for that show that are pretty solid. Would I ever recommend the show? I think more than less, unless somebody's just like, looking to be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll sit through some stuff.
Right.
Then like I'd recommend it. But if they're just looking for something kind of quick, I'd be like, yeah, just the same thing with Naruto. Like look up the fight scenes.
Right.
But there's one thing at the end of the fucking anime that really annoyed me. And we were talking about this with Kirsten and Eamon at one point. So again, spoilers for like the end of the show. So near the end of the show, this random guy shows up and he like makes it to like the Golden Dawn's headquarters where is like that's his company or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out isn't a fucking orphan commoner. He's the heir to the different kingdom as a
Jesus
prince.
Fucking Christ.
And so then, like, when that happened, right, I was like, whatever.
Hold on, Mike.
Yeah.
Before you even said anything, I was like, it better not be some bullshit.
Uh-huh. So when that happened,
How many
right,
episodes from the end was that?
like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Fuck
to be
that.
fair, they end the anime not because of anything. They ended it because they started catching up to the manga, and they were like, we're not gonna fucking filler this shit.
Wait.
Oh, so there's
They
more
cut
coming.
the story, or is there?
No, it doesn't end. Like they haven't said, but like they caught up to the manga basically. And we're like, we're not gonna fucking play this out. We'll end it here, and if we come back, we come back.
Oh, okay. I thought that was gonna be like 4 episodes.
No,
Let's drop this. big
No.
plot
They
point.
like that's in the manga. They caught up and they stopped because they were like, we don't
okay,
want to
okay.
filler
But
the
that's
shit out of
still
this because
kind of-
Black Clover does not actually have a lot of filler.
Oh, okay.
And actually some of the filler that's in there is actually kind of good. But so yeah, that revelation comes along, right? And I'm like, whatever. So the whole time in this anime, they talk about how nobles are stronger in magic than anybody else. Like they're stronger than commoners, whatever. It's just how it works in this world. And so the whole time, Asta and the two fucking orphan kids that are from a commoner village in the middle of fucking nowhere, are like proving that they can do whatever the fuck they want. Like just because they're commoners don't mean shit. And you're like, yeah, fight the power. And then you find out Yuno's fucking royalty. And it didn't occur to me till a scene of like a few
Sounds
episodes
like it ruins
later.
the main theme
Yeah,
of the show.
Yeah, pretty much.
essentially. Yeah.
It didn't occur to me till a few episodes later when Yuno's sitting in like basically a meeting with all of the captains of the Magic Knights, and somebody like tells the group that he's an heir to a thing.
Right.
And then one of the other characters who's been like a fucking bitch the entire goddamn show is like, now it makes sense why he's so strong because he's a royal. And I was like, fuck, I hate it now. Because I was like, because it didn't occur to me
They
until
pulled
he
the
said it.
rug under your feet.
Because like it didn't occur to me till he said it, and then I immediately realized how fucking awful that it makes it that he's now a royal.
Yeah, it's such a poor choice for
Yeah.
their main theme.
Because now it's like, okay, why? Like, why can't he just be a cool ass fucking
didn't
commoner
get
with a
to
bunch
that-
of power?
Okay.
He didn't get to that level of his own merit. He got there because he was a
Can
royal.
I
Yeah.
can I say
It's-
something
that
that
sounds
is
stupid.
what I think is similar, but definitely in a different way?
Yes, please.
Okay, so in Vampire Night,
Unfamiliar.
Same.
I don't know
okay,
what that
just
is.
look it up and you'll know what it is.
I can't wait for you
Vampire
to
Night.
look it up and not know.
Vampire Night is like the quintessential mid 2000s. No, it's not yaoi.
Oh wow!
Keep
This,
talking.
this
Wowie.
Art, this art though.
Sorry.
This is. You sure this isn't like late '90s?
No,
This
I'm
art,
telling you.
Oof.
I'm telling you.
that is some fucking. That is some fucking learn to draw manga art.
Oh.
Wait, let me
Hit
see. Let me
Hit me
see.
up. Put it on screen right here. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
god. Oof.
Is it in the same vein as that one anime that Kirsten brought up, where it was like the 2 gay
Wolf's
mecha
Rain?
pilots?
no.
No.
That's not that.
Blue Wolf or whatever. Space Wolf or
Blue
whatever.
Space Wolf, where it was like Jefferson Steele was like the fucking main
No,
character
it's
or
it's
whatever.
about
Good name.
vampires and an academy, and so like the night students are the vampires and they have school at night, and the day students are humans and they go to school at day.
Oh hell.
Anyway, but the
okay.
reason why I bring it up is because the main girl,
That's horny.
Yuki,
I see you.
or Yuri, or whatever the hell her name
It's
is.
Yuki.
Yuki, thank you. So she and this guy named Zero, who's like really edgy because he got turned into a vampire, but he's a vampire hunter at the same time.
Oh.
And
Love to
so,
see it.
so
It's
she,
Blade.
Yeah, I was gonna say so.
Yeah,
It's
he's
so,
Blade,
so
yeah.
she's in a love triangle with him, and
Uh-oh.
then this guy who is a vampire, who's like the head of the vampires, and he's a pureblood, and he's all fancy pants, right?
Oh.
His
It's
name
Draco Malfoy.
is he's Draco Malfoy,
Hate it
essentially.
here.
um,
Back to Harry Potter.
back to Harry Potter. But anyway, so the reason why I bring that up is because at first you think, oh, she's a human, but she like is like very understanding of the vampires because she knows that Zero is a vampire, and she's like, you know what, that's okay, we'll make it work. Not like to be together, but like I'll still support you as a friend, kind of a thing. And then she starts becoming friendly with Kaname because he originally saved her when she was like 5 or whatever, right? And then, oh, J fucking K, she's a vampire too, and that's her goddamn brother, and they're vampire royalty because they're the only purebloods left. And I'm like, get the hell out of here! I hate it. I hate it here.
Yeah, like
I don't like where that's going with royalty. The only pure bloods left.
oh god.
No,
Brother
their
and sister.
parents
Brother and sister.
are
Too
also
much
brother and
incest.
sister.
Okay, so yeah, going
No,
exactly where I'm thinking.
Yes, it's a whole ass
Of course
thing.
it is. But like, yeah, that shit bothers the fuck out of me. Cause like
It's only 26 episodes.
it entirely ruins.
Well, the manga is much longer.
Yeah, but like it entirely ruins all of Yuno's character.
Yeah.
Cause now it's just like, oh well, no, he's just a royal. So he
You
did.
guys ever hear of
102 chapters, not that bad.
No,
I
it's
think
not.
that's like a really good length for like a set, concise story.
Yes, except it's not any of those things.
I wasn't gonna assume.
It is
just
so
look.
all over the place. There are so many unnecessary characters. The story just starts off so nice and simple, and then just goes fucking off the rails. Like, you get to like volume 8, and you're like, how did we get here? What am I reading? Where did we make the wrong turn?
Good times.
You guys ever hear of Genocyber?
Yeah,
We're not bringing that back
Oh,
up.
wait, was that the robot?
We talked about
In the
that.
center of the
And-
earth?
and
I'm
you-
not
and
talking
then
about
you
that
sent her to
anymore.
space?
I never want to talk about
and then you were like, how did they get her to space?
Yeah,
and you're like,
space
how the
elevator.
fuck else do they
You
get
got-
her
you-
to
Well, I
space?
still
Wait,
think
wait.
that
You
is
guys
a
ever hear-
logical question.
You guys ever hear of Chobits?
I like Chobits.
No, it's my turn to talk.
How
now.
do they turn? How do
It's
they
my
turn
turn
the
to talk
robot
about
on?
something.
Tell me.
My turn to talk about something.
To
Anthony?
Love Rue?
Who? The fuck is Love Rue?
To Love Rue.
What is that?
It's Netchy.
Ugh.
Oh boy, you gotta pull it up.
I'm gonna make you watch it. I'm gonna
To
make
Love
us watch
Rue.
it Ecchi one
Wait,
day.
wait, you
To
know
Love
what's-
Rue Darkness, technically.
No, is it more
it's
that
the most
Boku
ecchi
no
out of all
Piku
of them.
shit?
No,
No.
No, that's not
No.
ecchi.
Wait,
that's
that
just
did you,
straight.
Did you ever read
that's,
Girls Bravo?
No.
That was just a.
That's
that was just
that's
a very
cultured anime.
That's
No.
There's
cultured
cultured
anime.
anime.
Yeah, there's
then
cultured
there's
anime and there's
ecchi,
ecchi.
and then there's anime.
Ecchi you can air on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Cultured anime you can.
I like for my next pick. I decided.
What?
Yeah, after
Because who? Like, you can't air cultured anime.
Cultured.
Cultured.
Like it's good.
No,
Cultured.
no, no.
Yes,
that's,
like
no,
it's
no.
good
yeah, well, yeah,
culture.
well, yes,
Actually,
but also,
absolutely.
but
I mean,
also,
some of
that's
it
how you
is
say it
good.
because they censor
Absolutely.
things. So like, they say cultured anime and cultured manga.
Oh. Hate it.
See,
here.
since Sage chose Handshakers, I decided to change what my next pick was going to be for club, and I'm trying to decide between my two favorite ecchi.
Oh my god, I know what it is.
Am I gonna see- am I
My
at
two
least
favorite.
gonna
You
see boobs?
absolutely know what my two favorite are.
Am I gonna see boobs?
Yes, but
Alright,
I
fine,
think
I'm
I
in.
already
Whatever,
know
who
what you're
cares?
going to pick.
I'm between two, and I think I'm gonna go with the one you aren't expecting.
Is
Because
it
I
The
think
one
is
I'm
it
not
the
expecting?
is it
we can just talk about it. I don't care.
Kill la Kill?
No,
Oh,
I wouldn't
Oh,
say
Kill la
Kill
Kill I
is
know,
an
though. I
ecchi
know about
anime.
no,
Kill la
no.
Kill.
You. I bet you could guess the two.
did you hear that?
No, what she said.
That she said Kill la Kill's not an ecchi.
Yeah.
It's not an ecchi.
It's
What
not
the
an
fuck do you
ecchi.
mean it's not ecchi?
It's a shonen.
It's a shonen, my dude.
It's an ecchi shonen.
No,
It's
I
it's
feel,
a very
I
showing
feel-
shonen, but it's a
feel-
it's a trigger shonen.
it's a.
Look it up. I want to know if it has the ecchi tag.
I'll look it up. Continue, please.
I feel like it's either you're gonna do Monster Musume,
Oh fuck!
I'm
no.
not watching that.
I swear to God,
I'm not watching
no.
that. If
which
we do
I
it.
will
I'm not watching it. I
100%
swear to God.
watch.
I will sit out Anime Club for doing that. I'm not serious. I'm not doing it.
What if we
That's
tell
one.
you
Wait,
when the
no, you're
Spider Girl's
required.
not on screen?
No, I'm not
You
doing
The
it.
can-
Spider Girl is best girl.
I'm not
Excuse
doing
you.
it. If there's a spider in it, I'm not doing it.
Musume or oh my god, fuck, I can't think of the other one right now.
You know it because I said it's like the best comedy I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
And
And
in
it's
a,
not
ver- in a
Kaguya-sama?
very special way. In a very special way,
I-
it's a good comedy.
Oh, is it
We were talking about the
domestic
other day.
girlfriend?
no.
Literally
it's not a
last
comedy.
night. Literally
Oh.
last night, I pointed it out in the manga store. I'm
Wait.
not gonna play this game.
Wait, Mike, can you tell me? Can you
I'll
tell
just-
me? Because I
I'll
can't
just
think
say
of
it.
it.
Yeah, just say it.
Prison School.
Yeah.
Prisons.
Prison
Me,
school.
Prison School. Do you want
I-
to hear the plot to Prison
I
School?
would love to hear the plot. of
Wait,
Prison
can you
School.
look up what you're supposed to be looking up?
Yeah, Kill a Kill.
Yeah.
I'm on it right
There's
now.
no way it's not Nechi.
Also,
Genres: action, comedy, ecchi.
Yeah, no way it's not, dude. There's an entire group that is called Nudist Beach, and they wear
Nudist
no clothes.
beach.
How are you gonna tell me it's the whole plot of the show is that clothes are evil?
So
how
the
are you gonna tell
plot-
me it's not Nechi?
No, you're
Clothes
right.
are
In, like
evil.
the I
Yeah,
don't know.
no,
I
it's
just
a-
guess. I
It's
just
actually
guess-
great. It's
I
actually
I
amazing.
really
and
like.
Sure it is.
I think it's harder to watch out of high school, but it sure is.
Well, there's a
fantastic.
point. There's a
The
I
point.
know a lot of people
the
in high school that like
cinematography
Kill la Kill.
is amazing.
There's
It's
a point.
really
yeah,
good.
There's a point at every point when I'm watching a new ecchi.
There's a point at every point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm watching a new ecchi, where I'm like, I just should stop thinking about age-wise. At some point, I'll be able to not do that, and I'll have to leave this alone forever. But this is not the time.
I'm getting there.
Yeah. But To Love Ru, great show.
I didn't finish my rewatch
Perfect
of Kill
ecchi.
la Kill.
Fucking, I was fucking Snapchatting Kieran.
So
the
what
other
does
day.
ecchi mean?
It's
So
like
technically
lewd.
it means big boobs, I think.
I thought it just meant lewd.
I thought
They can show like nipples.
It's like
they can show titty.
scandalous.
Yeah. It's just like scandalous.
Okay, imagine
lots
like,
of fan service.
Imagine like you go to a
nothing
topless
but fan
bar,
service.
I go to a what?
like a topless bar.
Like a strip club?
Yeah,
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Like it's just like any excuse that they can use to show panty shots, to show boobs.
But
to
you
show,
can't
whatever.
show like full
Every
vag.
protagonist on the goddamn planet will trip somehow, face plant into boobs, or he'll trip somehow and face plant into crotch.
So ecchi is
Yeah.
As you
often
do.
ecchi is a slang term in Japanese language for playfully sexual actions.
There you go.
So let me explain to you what prison school is and why I
Please
think
explain
it's
to
great.
me what prison school
Prison
is.
school takes the base of ecchi and uses it for comedy,
Okay.
which I think is amazing because there's not enough like just straight up just we're gonna go balls
So
to
it's
the
like
wall
it's like a
dirty.
deconstruction of ecchi, essentially. It's like making fun
I
of
think
it.
I think there's
does
a,
ecchi
no, it
shit,
still
right?
does tons of ecchi shit. It's just like
Right. Well,
we're not afraid
to
to make
deconstruct something. You need to do it.
it's making sex jokes with sex involved, but not actual sex.
Okay.
So basically, the plot is, and this comes up a lot in ecchi. I love this plot point. 5 boys attend a school that was previously an only girls' school,
Of
but
course.
You
now
gotta-
opened
you
up
gotta.
Classic
to men,
theme.
but only 5 boys have applied and have entered. So these 5 boys, on their like first week,
It's like my
this-
dream.
A lot of times,
Yeah.
ecchi will be in tandem with like harem.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, 100%, dude. Everything's end up harem. Like fucking
Well, yeah, of
To Love
course.
Ru, all about it. The
There's-
entire third season of To Love Ru is just about
3
them making.
seasons.
No,
there's
no
4.
harem here because
There's
they
4 seasons. Okay.
in their first week of school, these boys notice these girls won't talk to them whatsoever. It's almost as if they're being told not to talk to them.
Okay.
Are you looking at a synopsis right now as you do this?
Nope, I'm actually not. I
Oh,
swear to
okay,
God.
just the
I'm
way you
going
were
from memory.
talking about it made it look like that.
No, it's almost as if they're being told not to talk to them because. Anyways, so 4 of the 5 are fucking huge perverts. The 5th one is a huge pervert, but he has some sensibility. He's the main character.
Of course.
So the 4 are like, we're going to go peeping at the girls' locker room.
Oh, Christ alive.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say
Oh my
girls'
God,
library,
wait.
and I was like, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I kind of hope
Everyone
they.
knows the best
Sexy.
titties in
I
the
want
library.
them to be peeping in the girls' locker room, and all the girls just whip out massive dicks.
That's a completely different show.
That is a completely different show.
So it's hilarious.
Yes.
It's hilarious just watching them go to it. So they're like trying to like use a phone to video as they like lower it down to a window to video chat to
Classy.
another phone to look at. It's so stupid. It's so good. They get caught. They get in trouble, and before they get expelled, the student class president comes in, who's the daughter of the dean or whatever.
Like
it
the
is called,
headmaster?
Sure.
The headmaster.
Of course.
And she's like, well, how's about instead we use the prison system that is whatever the fuck. So they put the boys in prison in the school, and they're allowed to continue to go to classes, but after class they have to go to prison and be punished so that they don't get expelled.
Wait.
And the secret underground student council that has been enforcing that every girl does not talk to these boys because men are evil. And to be fair, these guys were fucking perverts and trying to peep, so.
This is like the reverse Dropout.
Wow,
It's
it
the
just sounds
reverse.
like they deserve it.
Yeah, no, they 100% deserve it. And then the fucking girls just berate and beat the shit out of them and torture them. But 4 out of 5 of them fucking love it. They love it.
It's reverse Dropout.
It's reverse Dropout, and
I'm telling you.
it's just this one guy trying to have a relationship with this girl and like trying to be a good person while also having to deal with all this bullshit. And it's so stupid, and it's so funny, and so many dumb sexual weird things come up. And if you can just laugh at that stuff, if you can just take sex at face value and not feel weird about it and laugh at it, this is a comedy. This is a comedy for you.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, To Love or Rue, same way.
It is a lot sometimes. It is a lot sometimes.
What's To Love Rue?
Okay, so To Love or Rue is
Crack it
hey,
open.
you asked.
I know.
To
Still.
Love or Rue is about a normal kid, as one does.
As one is.
Trying to gain the courage to ask out the girl he likes,
Okay.
Haruna.
Kind of wholesome.
Yeah, and then
Oh no.
And then
he's chilling in the
There's
bathtub.
always an and them.
This-
He's
timid
chilling in the
16-year-old.
bathtub,
Chilling
as most
as you
ecchis do.
Yeah.
And he's chilling there, and he's like, "Oh man, how am I gonna ask out Haruna?"
Is this an isekai?
To Love or Rue?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden he's just chilling there, and bam, a fucking girl appears in his bathtub naked, and he's like, "Whoa!" And they fucking fall, whatever. He squeezes her
But
boobs
she's
a couple
really
times.
cute though, and she has pink hair.
Lala?
This
yeah,
girl,
Lala's
Lala
Wait,
Satalin
you know what this
Yeah,
sounds
the
like?
crown princess of an alien empire.
Yeah.
Okay,
They own the galaxy.
This
Oh.
is literally the opening to Girls Bravo.
Yeah.
Because he falls into her bathtub, actually.
Oh no! So
'Cause he
she
gets
goes,
transported into her
she
world.
goes into his, and then he accidentally squeezes her boobs twice, and
You
that
gotta.
turns out to be the universal marriage.
The universal proposal for marriage.
For their planet.
Wait,
You gotta
is it the like very
hate it here.
Is it the very standard anime thing of like girl lands on guy and guy in confused state goes
soft?
what?
Soft? Yeah, 100%.
And
That's
it's-
what happens.
Oh!
And it has to be that sound effects where it's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. That's what happens. And then she's like, "You want to marry me?" And he's like, "What?" And then a bunch of shenanigans happen. Then, because, as you do, now that this girl's in the picture and that she openly loves him, walks around naked all the time because she's a fucking alien that doesn't give a shit because their planet doesn't fucking care. The other girl's like now super, like the Haruna was always interested in the main guy Rito, but she didn't have the courage to tell him either. Now she wants more to like be part of it, and as everything goes on, he runs into all the other girls that all want to fucking bang his D. And then time goes on, third season happens, more characters are added.
Can you tell there's
and
a lot of wish fulfillment in these shows?
Sure is.
more characters are added, and two of Lala's sisters come into the picture, and Momo then is like, "I also love him, but I know my sister does." And he finally, in the second season, spoilers, admits that he does to Lala and
oh no,
to-
you're spoiling this
yeah,
ecchi.
Spoiling
he
this
admits
ecchi?
to Lala that he does actually like her, and he went to go admit it to Haruna, but of course shenanigans happened. Her tits popped out, and she ran away. And then he had his eyes closed because he was hyping himself up and says it and admits it to a bunch of random people that are also like him. So the third season is like, Momo's like, "Okay, I like this man too, but I can't infringe on my sister and Haruna's thing. So I got to convince all of them that a harem is the way to go, because he's going to be the king of Devoluke anyway, and it's all about kings. All kings from planets have fucking have other wives.
selection of women.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
they use
king thing in
concubine
general, I
a
guess,
lot. I don't
Yeah.
like that fucking
is a
word.
king
Just-
thing.
That's just
using- that's just
selection.
using
No, they use
General king
concubine a
thing,
lot.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
For sure.
that was a thing in Code Geass.
Yeah, and then and then
What, concubines?
Is that what the word of having multiple wives?
yeah.
well, no, you're not
concubine
married to
is-
them.
Yeah, they're like
Concubines are just other
For
people
the
that
children,
love you,
mostly.
and you love them, but you're not married.
Prince Schneisel.
Yeah.
Lady Jessica.
A joke with canon is
do.
that like he's his concubine. That
Oh.
is a canon
Yeah,
joke.
but like,
I
so
love it.
so she's
have
like,
to
I
rewatch
got to
that.
convince all of them to be into a harem, and like Lala is okay with like Haruna being also part of this because she's like, we both love you, we're both best friends, we don't want to fucking fight over each other, we'll both love you, but he hasn't admitted it to Haruna yet, and then it becomes actively one of the characters actively trying to make it a harem with everybody else because she knows all the other girls like him too, so she's like, Rito, it's your job to make all of us happy. You fucking did this. You gotta fucking follow through. Like, all of them love you. You gotta make them all happy now.
Big yikes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And that's the entire thing of season 3, part 1 and 2.
So I
What
don't
about
know.
4?
Well, part 4 is the second part of season 3.
Oh, okay.
It's just To Love Root Darkness, like, other
Darkness.
subtitle.
I don't know why this just made me think of like, have you ever watched an anime that's like generally you like it, but there's like a character or two that's just so fucking atrocious that it makes
Most
you think
Tsuneres.
twice.
Nina from Code Geass? Yeah.
What?
Oh,
you
I was
mean
thinking-
best girl?
I was thinking this really.
Mike, you have a lot of bad takes, but if that is one you truly believe,
no, of
I
fucking
know.
course not.
But if that is one that anyone truly believes, I need them to stop watching anime.
Best girl is... I don't want to say it. He might watch.
I'm not gonna
Code
watch
Geass.
Code Geass.
I was just remembering
Well,
this.
okay,
this,
all right,
because it's an ecchi.
The mass murdering queen herself.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Best
yeah,
girl.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Because you
also,
know,
she's a
before
princess. Get it right.
before
Whatever.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
I was just remembering this kind of mid ecchi comedy. My first girlfriend is a gal.
Great, except for that one character.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, that's
the
what
one
you mean.
character.
That one character.
So let me
Oh, boy.
let me explain
Oh, boy.
just real quick. So gal is a term. Do you know how to define gal? Because I feel like I'm gonna.
Okay,
maybe
so
butcher
gal. What do you know?
I don't think
Okay,
so.
all right. So
Wait,
gal
let me look
basically
it up.
In
is
Japan
like
is kind of like
the stereotypical character that would basically like in Japan at least have like blonde hair. They wear a lot of jewelry. They're very like flashy.
Oh, I
and-
know what this is.
Yeah, yeah,
I know what this is. They like spray tan.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
I know,
those-
I know what
it's
this
that
is.
like very. I know what you're talking
It's like a
about.
subculture.
It's like it's a street style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what it
and
is.
so like usually they're looked on as like stupid and like
Kind of
they're,
like
dumb,
Dumb,
whores.
yeah.
kinda,
like
yeah.
imagine
whatever
like
insulting
American
shit.
bimbo,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like Japanese.
So basically,
God,
the
that
show in general is like is pretty funny, and it's just like a virgin who's like.
Kagi voices the main guy.
Does he really?
I believe
Oh,
so. Yeah,
he did a good job then.
Yeah, great. Love him.
So anyways, as I'm getting there, this is where it gets awful. Generally, show pretty funny, dumb, ecchi. It's a dumb comedy ecchi. You can laugh at it and you can move on. The main character has 3 friends,
2 of them are alright.
general perverts, and 2 of them just general perverts that are all right. The third one just straight up likes kids.
Actual,
my-
actual, like, openly, and like all
openly-
the characters every time are like, dude, you need
Just
help.
openly
Stop.
are like, you need help. You're kind of a
No,
pedophile.
why?
Except that one time.
Except one
except
time
the one
where it
time
becomes-
where they're like, oh, I got us all summer jobs. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. Goes to the pedophile friend. I got you a job as like a child's daycare camp,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they didn't do a background check, so you're good to go, bud.
there like, and I think it leads
This
to
is
this.
such a bad
I
bit. My
think,
God.
I think it leads to this one instance
One
to where they're-
joke that was actually kind of good, and I hate myself for liking
and
it.
it builds to this point where like because it's generally uncomfortable the entire time.
The entire
Entire
fucking
time,
time.
awful.
It is
It's-
not even
yeah.
like a joke.
And-
It is just creepy.
Yeah, 100%. Because like it's not even a joke. It's basically just what's happening. But there is one point when they are all trying to like all the friends and then the gal's best friend are like trying to get the main guy to be like go to the girl and fucking like make up with her.
Yeah.
Because they had a fight or whatever.
Sure.
You
And,
gotta.
and like they're at the top of like a parking garage basically, and they're all standing there. They're chilling now. Like after he left.
And there's the
And then there's
douchebag guy.
there's a douchebag guy that basically is like has a kid with him that is like trying to get him into a car, and like in a not a good way, like trying to abduct this kid. And the guy, that likes he flips.
Was that
and
what happened?
Yeah. Because the kid's being abducted.
Was that what? Oh, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought the
and
dude.
he flips out and has like a Hulk transformation and fucking goes and like beats the shit out of this dude and is like, "How fucking dare you?"
How fucking dare! And then he gives the kid, and then he like
He gives the kid a balloon and a chocolate
He gives the
bar or
kid a
something.
balloon, a chocolate bar. He's like, "Go with your mother now. Have a lovely day. You're such a swell child." And then just and it was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of liked that joke, and I hate that I liked that joke.
Yeah.
So
'cause
he likes kids like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
the bad way.
The bad way,
Oh.
the worst way.
But,
The-
like,
the
but then
most
this
awful
scene
way.
happens.
no, I
and you're
thought
like-
that scene means like that.
But
he
he also
didn't
wants-
actually,
No, the
like,
scene-
go
the
for
scene
that.
was
comes up
like-
later.
Wait, okay.
No,
so,
the scene was like this douchebag guy who's standing between the main character and the girl hurts a kid, and the guy just goes into a Hulk transformation, beats the shit out of the guy, and like,
Oh no, yeah,
and
he
like
does
sends-
just hurt a kid.
he
He
just
wasn't
hurts a
trying to
kid.
steal
He
it.
wasn't
Oh,
trying to
I
steal
was,
it.
I
I
was
was
gonna
saying
say,
something.
because I was
he
gonna
just
say
hurts a kid, and
Yeah,
then the
you're
guy
right.
just is like go with your mother, have a lovely day. Turns to the guy, beats the shit out of the guy in some Hulk transformation type deal, and then it was like that was kind of a good joke.
because the
and
way
I hate
Mike
that.
described it sounded like he likes kids in the bad way, but he doesn't want other people to like kids in the bad
No,
way.
no. This
You're
guy,
right,
no,
he
this
did just
guy,
hit him.
no, this guy just
I
like hit a
misremembered.
kid while he was like trying to keep the main character from going to the main girl.
Because he got mad because he got away, and
Yeah.
then he was like, this kid walked up to him for like whatever reason. He was like, get the fuck out of here, and like kicks the kid.
Gotcha.
And it like it was played as like as I remember, I watched this fucking 6-7 years ago as like a decent joke, and it was like I still hate this. I still hate this character.
Yeah, because
I still hate this whole
that one
joke.
scene is like, are you trying to redeem him? Because it's awful
It's-
the entire time. Because
Yeah.
you're literally, it's not even like
It's not subtle. It's,
yeah,
just
it's
open.
not even like he likes kids in a way of just like genuinely like just regular
Like
likes
taking
kids, like
care of
enjoys
kids.
taking care of them or whatever, and it just comes off as sexual. Like entirely, he is into it.
the main
And-
characters,
And all of the characters are like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I hate
Like
that.
all the time.
but they don't do anything about it. Like the
You
one
hate to see it.
friend, as I said, actively almost encourages it by getting him a job as a daycare counselor.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
So yeah, that's why I'm saying it's incredibly mid or under mid, because it's like there's some good jokes and then there's that.
Yeah, because it's like the one argument with where I talk about like Goblin Slayer, right? Where it's like the first episode
Yeah.
is the hump,
Yeah.
and we've talked about that before. Where like everyone says like you can set up the same thing without doing it the way they did, and I'm like, and I agree, but also like it at least sets the point up. You get the point across that you should fucking hate goblins and nothing about them is redeemable. But like it's still a lot, and people should fucking know that going in. This one, because it only happens in that first one, and then it's like implied or talked about later on with other people that have run into goblins. But this one, it just comes up every fucking episode, and you're like, please stop. Like I don't care. Like go back to the story that's actually okay. Like
That kind of reminds me of like No Game No Life, and being that it had a lot of really solid jokes, it had a pretty decent story premise, and then it just kept sexualizing a child, and I could not take it.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't
People
think,
keep clamoring for season 2, and I'm just like, no, I don't care. I don't want it.
It sucks because like I loved so much about that.
So
show,
much
too.
about it was great.
Yeah.
Besides
And-
those things.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know.
Really
if
good
I
JoJo
would-
reference.
Yeah. Hey, you want a show that's JoJo but better than JoJo in terms of being a bizarre adventure?
Well, no, but I assume you're going to mention Baki.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baki. I need to watch
Baki
Baki.
is
I've
just
been
JoJo, but even crazier.
I've been putting off Baki for way too long. I really want to watch it.
fucking love Baki. Okay, so there's a great so Baki is just incredible. Like I don't know how to really
Baki the
explain
Grappler?
Baki.
Okay,
Um,
well, I think I can do this.
Baki
really
the Grappler
quickly.
is the old one.
Oh, that's the old one.
That was
okay.
because it's like a revamp.
Oh, okay. Long story
go
short. What would you what's it called? Bodybuilders. Like the biggest bodybuilders who want to fight.
They're
to be
all
the
martial artists.
strongest
They
are
just
martial
look
artists,
like
but they look like
bodybuilders.
bodybuilders.
Yeah, they're fucking
Are
ripped.
trying to be the strongest, and if you are as strong as the main character's father, who is the strongest person in the world, who's so strong he can flex his muscles and levitate. He is so
Yep.
strong. He has a treaty with the United States of America that he will not fuck with them. That has to be re-upped every time there's a new president. So Bush, Obama, and Trump have all been canonically in this series
Yeah, and signed to this treaty with him.
and signed this treaty with him. I believe Bush and Obama. It sounded like Bush was like pretty standard, just like meeting like we're gonna sign the treaty.
I think
Obama
so.
was like, show me your power, and he just grabs sand, grips it, and gives him a diamond, and he's like, we're gonna re-up this treaty. And then Trump was like, I'm a big man, and then pissed his pants in front of the guy.
Yeah, something like that.
The guy, I think the author did not like Trump.
Yeah, but like it's so okay, so season 3 it's like has one of the most infamous scenes in it. Spoilers. It's so he starts shadow boxing in front of this kid.
I've heard
Right?
of this one.
He's like just shadow boxing in front of this child. And this child's looking on, and all of a sudden as he's shadowboxing.
Who, the dad?
No, the
The main character. The main character. He
starts
wants to be the strongest.
hallucinating.
His dad is the strongest. He wants to
a
be the strongest.
giant praying mantis, and he gets into a fight with a giant hallucinogenic praying mantis. And it's just this epic fight.
But it's dealing damage to him.
Yeah. And it's just, and this kid's just sitting there like, what? And it's just like this guy getting fucking kicked, his ass kicked as he's fighting this mantis. And like, also in season 2, there's a power up that he gets when he finally gets laid. And he fucks for an entire day.
He gets a power up for
becomes
fucking.
infinitely stronger. By the way, him and his girlfriend, lovely, great. It is.
Shouldn't she be worried though?
The best part about that scene, right, is they're about to like be like, we should have sex, and they're like in this fucking like house, and his dad just fucking like kicks in the door and is like, all right, son, you're about to fucking level up. Now, and then he's like, but get the hell out of this room for a second, and like talks to the girlfriend. He's like, he's like, you gotta fucking earn this shit. You're gonna go through a goddamn trial. You gotta be there for this man. You're gonna fucking do all this shit for him, and he's gonna come out a better man for it.
And then the dad watches and gives pointers as they go.
Stop it.
No, that doesn't happen.
Does that not happen?
No.
Okay.
He gives them pointers beforehand.
Oh, okay.
And then
Does
Baki's
him,
like,
a
get
nice
the fuck out of
PowerPoint
here, Dad.
slideshow?
Pretty much.
I
and
do.
And then he leaves, and then they bang for like a day, and then Baki's like, I've never felt this kind of power before, and she's like in the background just like, oh, holy shit.
Get me to the coffin.
No, my favorite thing though is still that like he meets the spirit. Wait, does he fight like Mike Tyson?
He fights Mike Tyson's
He might
kid.
fight.
No,
he
no,
fights Mike Tyson's kid.
No.
So I know the Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
part, I'm
Muhammad
gonna get to
Ali's
that.
kid.
He fights Muhammad Ali's kid, who's a cocky bastard, and he beats the shit out of him. Then the spirit of Muhammad Ali shows up, and he's like, "Hey, you're weak, but I accept that because you stopped your fighting career to do humanitarian things, and I respect the shit out of that. You're a good man, and I respect you."
Also, Muhammad Ali's
He
kid.
says that to his son.
No, he says that to Muhammad Ali's
yeah.
ghost. He fucking beats the shit out of the son. Cause he's
Oh yeah, 'cause
cocky.
Muhammad Ali fought Baki's dad for a while. Fucking Muhammad Ali's kid, Muhammad Ali Jr., goes around. I think like a good amount of like the second half of season 2, I think, is about that kid, and it's him going to all the people that Baki fought before, and just being like, I can beat them, and getting his living shit kicked out of him, like because
The whole season.
the whole season. He goes up against these people and just fucking like he gets like his arm fucking like shattered into 50 billion pieces by one guy. Gets his fucking face like gouged out by another dude. Goes to another guy, tries to beat the shit out of him, gets his leg fucking like torn off. Like
Ugh.
this man gets his shit rocked. Cuz like this show's gory as fuck. It's incredible. Baki is
I
one
wanna
of the
watch this now.
greatest fucking
Yeah, it's
shows.
supposed to be like you take JoJo's from 11, you turn it up to 15.
It's incredible, dude. There's like apparently at one point like when Baki's dad's showing off his strength, he like fucking like picks up a fucking like cargo carrier with like one fucking finger and just is like, there you go, drops that shit back down. He's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna levitate with my muscles away. Like it's fucking awesome. Baki is amazing. Fucking love Baki, dude. Like
I've been meaning to watch it for so long. I've been like putting it off. I really need to just get to it.
yeah, the first season is him fighting like the world's deadliest criminals. Like they break out of jail out of like the most insane shit. Like one dude can just fucking suck the oxygen out of your body by just putting his hand against you.
Yikes.
Like another dude climbed up a Russian missile silo that was just smooth metal walls, and he has grip strength to be able to grip on basically any surface at all because he climbed his way out.
Oh my god.
It's
They're just stands with less steps.
it's amazing.
It's just JoJo's, but the stands are you.
Yeah, you are the stand.
It's just fucking incredible,
That's
dude.
awesome.
Speaking of JoJo's, by the time this comes out, Part 6 is probably just starting airing or about to start airing.
Is it
Part
early
6 is
December or late
right?
December?
yeah, it's early
It's
December.
December, so this would be before it.
Oh, is this late November?
No, this might actually no. You might be right.
I'm
This
pretty
might
sure
be
this is
beginning
early
of December. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're right.
Dude, I'm ridiculous.
Yeah, because we already
excited.
missed the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah,
'cause-
I'm ridiculously excited for Part 6. That is one of, in my opinion, the best parts of JoJo.
Yeah.
I think so.
Where's the butt?
There's no but.
Everyone has the butt, but part 7 is better.
Oh, but part 7. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not the best part of JoJo's, which is part 7. Part 7 is the best part of JoJo's. You want the answer? You want the answer? It's part 7 is the best part of JoJo's, and then it's
What did you do?
Everybody on the planet is
then
like,
part 2.
love me some part 6.
7,
But more excited that part 7's
4,
coming because part 6 is happening.
4, 2, 5, 6.
What? One more time?
7, 4, 2, 5, 6.
Out of the ones I've watched, which is just 5 and back. 2, 5.
4, 5. I'm gonna say 4, 5, 2, or 4, 2, 5. I think 5.
Well, forgetting
2,
1.
2, 5.
I'm
Where'd
not
the 1
forgetting.
go?
Also 3. Then so bottom
2,
2
5,
parts.
3. 4 and 1 are tied.
All right, so let me put it this way. I think that 1 is probably the worst part of JoJo's, unfortunately, but it is true, in my opinion.
At least the first half of 1.
Has
Second
the
half of 1.
best
Second
intro,
it picks
though.
up. It picks up. Oh, great intro, fantastic intro.
No, part
fantastic
2 is the
outro.
best intro.
Bloody Stream
Battle
is
Tendency
great, man.
Bloody Stream is great.
But Sono's
You can't beat.
Sonoshi no Sadame
it.
is just like it's because it is the destiny of your bloodline, and it goes into the whole and it really is encompassing of the entire series in that one intro. I think it's one of the best because of that. But right above part 1 is part 3 because it is twice as long as it needs to be.
Oh, it's so long.
We should
Part
finish
3
that
is
at some
so
point.
fucking long.
Yeah, we really should.
Yeah,
It's been like 2 years
it's been a year.
or the worst.
Yeah. And then I don't know like upwards in order parts for after that, but like I think 5 is probably the best written part of what's animated right now, and 4 is my favorite, and 2 is my second favorite.
2
But
will always be my favorite.
The absolute
2 is
best
my
part of
favorite.
JoJo's is part 7.
I can't wait to see if the anime finally, like, for 6, I'll be like, I wonder where it's going to place for me. I wonder if it's going to beat 2.
I'm so excited.
It's really great.
I'm so excited for Jolene Cujo.
Yeah, I got to tell you, just like the
Can't
cast,
wait for that first
the
scene,
Joe,
the intro
the Joe,
scene.
the Joe Bros. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. The Joe Bros. In this part, some of the best, like some of my absolute favorites.
What do you mean the Joe Bros? Like
the
friends
gang,
of
the gang,
Yeah,
yeah,
the gang.
Oh, okay.
They're just always
They're
called
not-
called
Bros.
Joe Bros.
Yeah, the Joe Bros.
Like, I
love
mean,
that.
they're not actual, like, that's just what people call them
Yeah.
colloquially.
Oh yeah, I figured.
Like, not in the
that's
universe.
that
Yeah,
rules.
yeah.
So like part 3 would be like Avdol, Kakyoin,
Yeah.
Polnareff. Those are the Joe Bros.
Those
Yeah.
are the Joe Bros.
Okay, I like that. I like that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's my favorite term.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I'm glad.
I'm so excited for part
Dude,
6.
part 6
Oh
is,
my god,
have you watched part 5?
I haven't.
Dude,
I'm
you
on.
know,
I'm in the
you're
ba-
gonna- I'm
I-
thinking about
where
it.
I'm at right now is I'm at the second part of season 3. Or
Oh,
I'm
okay.
at the second part of part 3.
Yeah.
Where they get to Egypt,
Yeah,
and it's so fucking long for no
it's
reason.
too long.
I love Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah.
It has so much
bitch is
personality, and the characters are so fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
Like part
And-
3,
but like, it's so long.
it's way
It's
too
so
long.
so long.
No, it takes too long to get through. That's the unfortunate thing about part 3, because it's like you have really good characters, you have a good story, and when
Yeah.
you hit the story beats, and when you hit the really good fights, it is some of the best
Phenomenal.
JoJo's.
Like the
but
Darby, the Darby fights
brothers,
are so
yeah.
good.
They're fucking fantastic.
The
And when-
Darby fights, the whole horse fight.
the whole force fight, when you get to just the end, when they're going to Dio's mansion, you have those last couple fights.
Yeah,
It's
with like the
phenomenal.
Elite Four.
Yeah, the Elite Four, so
Before
to
you get
speak.
Dio. Dude, part 3, all it is just Pokemon. Like, it's just Pokemon. Like, you fight all the gym leaders, and then it gets to fucking the Elite Four, and then you get Dio.
Yeah, but then part 4 is my favorite, and part 5 I think is one of the best written parts of JoJo's
Mm-hmm.
because it's a fucking gangster flick, and it's
Raw.
amazing. It's raw.
4
as
and
fuck.
5 take place in Italy, right?
No, 4 takes place in Morio, Japan.
Okay.
And
5
part
is
5
Italy.
takes place in Italy.
Does
I'm so
anyone
excited
in
for
part
Italy.
5 do the
Please,
Italian hand
please
gesture?
tell me they do that.
Because I'm thinking about it.
know.
I don't think they
I'm
do.
thinking about it. I don't think they did as much. Like the only Mista talks a lot with his gun, I think.
Have you seen those TikToks? Where somebody will go up to like their Italian like friend or husband or whatever and be like, "I'll give you $20 if you don't do this for a day," and they're like, "Easy." And then like it'll show them like doing something like for one of them it was like he was getting his coffee ready, and then she's like, and then like his wife's like, "Oh, hold on, like let me help you," and she like takes the spoon out of his hand, just like presses it down for him, and he goes, "Mi
Ma che
amor!"
fa? Che cazzo?
And she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he's like, "What are you talking?" Fuck.
It's impossible. It's fucking.
It is. It's impossible. I do it all the time. I do it all the time, dude.
Dude, it's. I was raised this way. It's just
So
a
was I.
family
It's in
thing.
my blood, bro.
No, the other day I was making a joke to somebody because they were making jokes about Italians. Like, oh, hey, yo, what are you doing over here? Hey, and they were like, you're making Italian jokes. I'm like, no, that's just how my.
No, that's how I talk.
No, that's how my fucking grandfather talked to me.
Yeah, dude, it's my grandma,
That is-
my grandpa,
that-
everybody.
That's not a joke.
My dad.
That is what I was said. That was what was told to me multiple times.
100%.
Hey man, it's just it comes with it. But yeah, I
It's
don't.
in the
I
blood,
don't,
bro.
Yeah, because part
It's in the
five.
pasta sauce.
Part five, pretty
Which is my
pretty
blood,
solid.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it might be my second favorite. I don't know. I really like all the characters in part 3 more.
I mean, yeah, no, the Joe Bros of Part 3 are just phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's a reason the Stardust Crusaders are the
Polnareff. Oh
Stardust
my god,
Crusaders.
Polnareff, like one of my absolute favorite JoJo's characters.
Polnareff, the main
Love
character of Part
Polnareff,
5.
the main character.
Of Part 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say Polnareff. It really is Polnareff's bizarre adventure at that point.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing about JoJo's is like
That's
if you
Kokuin.
really pay attention,
Love
like
Kokuin
the
too.
main characters of certain parts are not the JoJo's. Like Part 3, it is Polnareff. Part 4, it is Koichi, and part, I don't want to spoil it. Part 7, but it's really not Johnny for the majority of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Best part about Kokuin? How did he deflect my emerald splash?
Yeah, dude.
Not just anybody
Rules.
can deflect the Emerald Splash. He says that literally everybody, as he forgets the other main ability of his stand of taking over people.
Rocks. It's so good.
That
It's
boy.
so good.
The emerald splash did one thing once.
Sure did.
It did two things.
Well, I was talking about the one thing he hasn't seen.
Okay.
No,
I
I've
guess the
seen.
first time it
No, I've
shows
seen
up.
part 3.
The first time it shows
You
up,
said
it
you,
does
you
something.
haven't finished part 2.
No, I've seen part 3.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing a rewatch.
Oh,
Because the first time I ever watched JoJo's, I finished part 3, but then it took me a very long time to start 4, and I just never started 4. That I forgot what happened. So now I'm doing my rewatch where I watched part 1, part 2, and I'm on part 3 now. But I know how part 3 ends and everything.
Yeah.
I know
so
everything
that one
about
time
part
it
3.
did something.
Yeah, exactly.
And then part 4 is just my fucking favorite personally. I love
That's what's his name, Josuke Higashida.
Josuke Higashikata.
Higashikata.
God, that was a fucking name that you just
Yeah,
made
I
up.
don't know. I've never seen part 4. I don't know.
You don't have
Josuke
to.
Higashikata, one of the best JoJo's ever.
He's the guy with the cool like
with the
bread hair.
pompadour.
He's the
Yeah.
pompadour.
Oh, the pompadour.
Don't insult his hair.
I'm not insulting his hair. I
You
just
better
thought it
not.
looked like bread.
You know what I
He
really
would not
want
like
though?
that.
Probably not. No.
What?
I want that food from that Italian chef.
Yo, what's his name? I forget his name now. Fuck, I totally know.
His
Tonio.
stand is Pearl Jam,
Yeah,
right?
Pearl Jam.
Get off here.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
his,
awesome.
His stand Pearl Jam makes his food better, and then when you eat it, it cures you. It
of anything
takes
ailing.
whatever
like
your
ailing.
ailment is, it gets worse for like 30 seconds, and it looks like you're about to die, and then it's completely cured.
Yeah, it literally looks like you're about to die. Like one character like eats something and his like entire fucking like skin falls off, and then he like and the main character's like, oh my god, he's dead, and then he turns back and he's like popped up and his like skin's all shiny new, and he's like, I feel great. Like that solved all my problems.
I love that.
I love Hirohiko Araki, the author, because he's like he's reverse of what we are. He's reverse weeb of he loves Italian culture, and he loves looking at Italian stuff and going to visit Italy, and it's like, oh yeah.
He's literally me.
He
I'm not a
literally
weeb.
got he
Fuck
literally
you
got a fucking
guys.
Gucci line, didn't he?
He had a Gucci line that was like modeled by Jolene. He had his own exhibit in the Louvre.
Yep.
I love this man.
Like this man,
I love this man so much.
He was just like, I want to take the fucking action of Rambo movies, but add high fashion.
He's fashion forward. I love
yeah,
him.
no, he's the fucking
He
coolest.
rules.
He's
If-
one of my
if-
favorite artists.
I don't even really like love JoJo, but I would have gotten one of those fucking suits if I.
oh,
Dude, if I got
yeah.
a JoJo suit, I would lose my goddamn mind.
Those suits,
They
real
were
nice.
probably
I can't
so
believe I couldn't
expensive.
convince you to
it
get
was
one.
really hard to get him over though.
I really wish I convinced you to get one.
It was pretty expensive to get it over from
it's
Japan.
probably so
and it was also
expensive.
like the sizing was weird because it was like not.
We did the
American
math.
sizes.
We figured it out.
We
You
figured
could have
it
just hit
out.
yes.
Sage helped me out.
It was almost had it. Almost convinced him to do it.
Yeah, I did. They sold out of the ones I really wanted.
Yeah. They're so fucking cool though.
Yeah,
Here's something I want to talk about.
Yeah.
please.
So I started a show the other day. So before, to preface, I've been getting back into wrestling lately. AEW is what I want to talk about because AEW is the coolest shit on the planet, and it's so fun because they have these stories. Well, it's cool because they treat their wrestlers like people. Give them benefits. Do all this cool shit. Make them work livable hours. Treats their crew nice. and everything. So you know how places should be. But they also have like the best characters. So I'm watching. So because of this recent resurgence of me getting back into wrestling, I started this show on Stars. It's called Heels.
Oh yeah,
You guys ever heard of it? It's with Arrow.
Yeah, Stephen Amell's
The
in it.
Arrow guy. Let me tell you something about Heels, boys and girl. Heels is like the most compelling drama I've ever seen in my life for like no reason. like
So I assume this is about heels in wrestling. Do you want to explain what that is?
Faces. It's about heels and faces. So what it's about two brothers.
Heels are the bad guys.
Yeah, heels are the bad guys, faces are the heroes. So it's about two brothers, one older, one younger. They're not like twins or anything. It's Stephen Amell and Alexander Ludwig. They Stephen Amell started a wrestling league in his like small Georgian town in like the deep south, right? And he starts this wrestling league, and it's become like a little bit of like a thing. It's to the point where like they get like nice sellout shows in like a really shitty arena and stuff like that. And then he plays the heel in the show, which is a villain, and his brother, who's like his name is like Ace. His name is Ace Spade, right? And he's a
Does
good
Ace
guy.
of
He's a
Spades
face.
play when he comes on?
I don't think so.
Fucking waste.
I didn't hear it, but I'll check it out when I watch another episode. But his name is Ace Spade, and he's a face, and he's like a total like cocky like I'm gonna beat you, Jack. Like you're the the guy, and the guy's name is Jack Spade, Stephen Amell's character. But like off the court, like the ring, right? Off the ring, they like. Jack is like the sweetest man on the planet, even though he plays like a total piece of shit in the ring. And Alexander Ludwig, Ace, is like an absolute jackass. Like he's just the worst. He comes out like one of the first scenes is like he comes out and he's like, "Hey Jack, you're wearing my belt. I'm gonna take my title back." And he's like, "Yeah, well, you gotta fight me next week." And he goes, "Hey Jack, fuck you." It's the stupidest fucking thing ever. And he's like sitting there, and then like everybody in the crowd just like erupts, and kids are like crying, and he's like, and then he comes back in, and then he comes back into like the backstage. Everybody's like congratulating Jack and stuff like that, and then fucking Ace comes in, and everybody's like, "Bro, what the fuck was that? Like, there's kids here. Like, you're so stupid." And then they go to church together, and Ace like pisses on the church like there's like a tree outside the church, and he pisses on it and like throws a beer bottle on it. It's a mess. They're like a total mess of a family, but it's like the most compelling thing I've ever seen in my life. CM Punk is in it. If you guys know who CM Punk is, he's in it. He plays a character named what's his name? Rabbit Randy Rhodes or something like that.
Rabbit Randy Rhodes?
Rabbit Randy Rhodes.
That's a really
like a ripoff of Roddy Piper.
Well,
I don't think so.
Well, Randy Rhodes was
Also Randy Rhodes.
with guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne, who
Well,
did like
there's
Crazy Train and stuff before his tragic passing.
Okay.
Well, I think there's also Dusty Rhodes. That's who I'm thinking of. Dusty Rhodes is
Well,
Dusty never wrestled.
literally Randy Rhodes, so I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah, he's got like this whole like family drama like side story that's like very like wholesome and like also like heartbreaking. It's such a good show. Like I wouldn't expect it to be like so good, but Heels kind of rules. And I'm not gonna lie. And Stephen Amell, he can act.
Yeah.
Like he was good in Arrow, but like he's tied to like you know how Arrow went off the
it's the
rails
CW.
and shit. But
The CW.
boy, this
really.
man got chops. Like he's allowed to like do his thing. Plus it helps that he's like a huge wrestling fan.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
he
'cause
actively
he's wrestled.
posts
Yeah,
about it on Twitter
and
all the
he's
time.
wrestled actually.
He's actually wrestled. He's made appearances in WWE. He's like a huge fan of the whole thing. So it helps that like he has like a deep connection to the source material, or not the source material, but like the material itself. But Heels is mad fun, and I highly recommend it. And as someone who's getting back into wrestling, it's kind of funny like hearing all like the terminology that I like never knew before. Like I didn't know what a kayfabe was. I still don't know what a kayfabe is.
I remember. So I used to be huge into wrestling way back in the day. I went to a WWE match at one point.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I went to a SmackDown match.
Love that.
I remember back in like what was it? Fucking like SmackDown versus Raw, fucking like
Yeah, dude, SmackDown versus
2005
Raw.
or whatever.
SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 was one of the best games I ever played as a child.
Whichever
Wait,
one.
isn't SmackDown and Raw the same thing?
No, they're two
They're
different.
both under WWE.
Yeah,
but
they're two different like divisions
Yeah.
or whatever they are.
They, like it would be on different
it's like the
channels.
NFL versus the. You're not gonna know that.
No, you know what it is? It's like the MLB. It's the NL versus the AL. essentially.
The two.
She's not
the
gonna. That's
two
why I
re-
stopped.
The
She
two
would not.
regions of the MLB. So like the East Coast is going to play East Coast teams, and the West Coast is going to play West Coast teams.
And,
And
the
then
Super
they're
Bowl
gonna
they play each
fight.
other.
Oh, they have different rules too, sometimes.
Why?
Yeah.
Because
Just because that's how it works.
So
Like in the
what
A-
rules
like in
do
the
they
NL.
follow when they play each other?
In the NL,
It
Uh,
depends what if they're it's who's ever home field.
yeah, in the NL,
Uh,
pitchers are allowed to bat, where in the AL they're not.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Whip.
you don't because pitchers usually just focus on pitching instead of
Yeah.
batting.
Instead of pitchers hitting, they have what's called a designated.
And
hitter.
then but the NL was like, well, they used to bat back in the day, so we're gonna keep that.
yeah,
Yeah, because everybody used to bat.
A
back in the
kayfabe,
day.
by the way, is the fact or convention of presenting staged performances as genuine or authentic.
oh, so it's like acting,
Yeah.
essentially.
A quote, a masterful job of blending kayfabe and reality.
Hmm. Well, anyway, but like, so I think I want to say it was SmackDown versus Raw, like 2005 or whatever, where it had I'm forgetting what the fuck it was called, but back in the day they used to have the the like women wrestling matches, which were
Yeah.
removing clothes off of each other.
Essentially, yeah, it was a
Classy.
fucking
Yeah,
joke.
yeah, and then whoever ended up in their underwear was the loser. And as like a 12-year-old playing that, greatest thing on the planet, dude. It was incredible.
I remember that game mode.
and then like the fucking next year comes out and you're like, it's gonna be a better version. Gone.
God.
And you're like, how
That's why I don't
could
remember.
you?
That's
I
what
played
pisses
fucking
me off about
2008.
WWE too is that like women didn't actually start wrestling until like 5-6 years ago. Like
So
that's
what
like
they do beforehand?
They just showed like
that.
that.
They just fucking
Well,
stripped.
no, because they got rid of that in like 2006.
But they even then like it was just
It-
like eye candy for the boys.
It was
like,
also
wasn't
like
even-
it was also like you'd have the designated woman wrestler with some male wrestlers, and then
'Cause
the
a
other
lot of
male wrestler
times-
shows up and they have their aggressive and they have their woman, and then that woman fights the other woman while the two men fight, and they're just kind of in the background like doing the hair pull kind of deal.
Yeah, because
or
a lot of
Yeah.
times they weren't
Exactly, the
actual.
catfight.
Well,
Yeah,
the
a
men
lot
fight.
of times they weren't actually like actual athletes.
Right.
That were
yeah, they were
doing it.
like models.
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
got.
So
yeah.
like, but
So-
then they started getting actual female.
and let me
wrestlers.
tell you something, AEW, their women's matches are better than their men's matches like tenfold. Because like let me tell you something. There's one classic match. Like, so here's the thing.
Let
Here's
me
the
tell
thing.
you
No,
something.
this is like a really inspiring story,
Educate
at least to
me.
me.
Okay.
This is like a super inspiring story.
Tell.
There's a wrestler. My current favorite women's wrestler right now. Her name is Thunder Rosa, and her whole gimmick is that she's like she's got like this really cool face paint. I think she's of Mexican heritage, so it looks like a Dia de los Muertos thing. So she's really cool, and she has like a whole storyline and stuff like that. But a couple years ago, before she got into AEW, like as like having a contract and everything, and has like a deal and like marketing, blah blah blah. She was just a local wrestler that would sometimes come onto the show whenever the tour would pass through. And their top women's wrestler at the time, her name was Britt Baker. She just won the title back, but her name is Britt Baker. She's a phenomenal wrestler, super talented, and also just like very technically like proficient in the moves and all that stuff and
Right.
selling it. So one night they had a match where it was a no rules match. So you could do whatever the fuck you wanted to these people, like whatever. Because you know how most of wrestling is like, physics and like faking it
Right,
and stuff
right,
like that and like mitigating injury. Not this one. They beat the fuck out of each other. Okay. So this match, Thunder Rosa was still like, like this no name, like kind of just like a local wrestler who would just come in, and she was kind of like an underground favorite kind of thing. Right. So this match is her and Britt Baker, and it's a no time limit, no rules match. So like, and they were rivals at this time too, because Britt Baker would always like say like, oh, well, I wonder if Thunder Rosa's coming, like, you know what I mean? Like she would like call her out and like
Right.
jest and shit. And eventually, Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker have a match, and it's like I said, no rules, blah blah blah. And let me tell you something. When I tell you these women beat the living shit out of each other, they beat the living shit out of each other. They cut themselves, like the classic, like the move everybody talks about in this match is when Britt Baker takes a ladder, okay, and like opens it up and is about to like powerbomb Thunder Rosa, but then Thunder Rosa comes up behind Britt Baker, takes her off the ladder, and then before she goes up, she spread thumbtacks all across the ring and went up, climbed the ladder, and flew back and landed Britt Baker on the thumbtacks and like stabbed her. Dude, Like-
they used to do some really intense
Like
shit.
holy Christ. And this this was like
This
2
was-
years ago.
No, I know this was recent, but like back in the day, they used to do some really
Oh,
intense
yeah.
shit.
Well,
and
like
I think-
Mankind when
I
he
think it's
jumped
like-
off the fucking Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
And fucking powerbombed
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Undertaker.
I mean, yeah, a lot of dudes used to hide like razor blades in their.
They still do.
They still do in their what's
Like,
it called? The
wrist,
sweat,
like-
the wrist
Yeah.
sweat.
Because
thing.
But
when
in
you
here's
when-
the thing.
So
when
they
you do
could cut
hits,
themselves.
you cut them right, so that way they can cut themselves right across the
Yeah,
forehead.
they, like,
because the
prick
forehead
themselves
bleeds
across
a
the
lot,
forehead.
but it doesn't do any real damage.
Right.
It just fucking starts bleeding.
Yeah, they prick themselves pretty
Right.
much.
Yeah.
Right.
But in AEW, what I really like about AEW is that you can choose whether you want to do that or not.
Oh.
Like you have the choice. WWE you don't. So, Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker have this match where she like flips her off this fucking ladder, lands on the thumbtacks, and then Thunder Rosa starts like rolling her around in the thumbtack. It's crazy. It's crazy. They flung
Kneading her like
they
fucking
flung them-
dough.
They flung themselves through tables. They like broke ropes. They like hit like bent chairs and shit. It is insane. And after that match, like immediately after that match, Thunder Rosa got a contract at
Wow.
AEW. Like shit was insane. Like, and she's still like one of the top wrestlers in the.
The only like
in the league
knowledge
right
I
now.
have of like wrestling, like especially for WWE,
Yeah.
is do you remember that show? I think it was called Divas.
Yes.
It was like a
Yeah.
reality show with
Yeah.
like the females of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only knowledge I have.
Yeah. No, shit was crazy.
I still love. I don't. Whatever is fucking John Cena's like thing.
John
Thing
Cena.
was when he first showed up. 'Cause unless it's still hustle, loyalty, respect, or whatever. But like, maybe it's not that one. But I remember there was like the joke was that you couldn't do all three of the things at once.
Hustle, loyalty, and
Yeah,
respect.
I think so. Because like you can't hustle loyally. You can't. It's like it was like a
You
circle.
can't
like,
loyally respect.
right.
You
Like
loyally
like you
respect.
can't. Yeah, you can't have all three.
Yeah.
Like you can't do all three at once. It's not possible. You can
That's
have
funny.
two alterations of all two of them,
Sure
but you
could.
can't have all three.
But didn't John Cena then like respond with like an example of how to hustle, loyal, and respect at the same time?
I don't know. Maybe.
Hold on.
Sounds
But-
like something he would do.
But then I love his fucking interviews. Do you ever see the interview about how he talked about how he did this?
You can't see
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
No. What?
So I'm probably misremembering some stuff, but like he was on like the Graham Norton show,
Mm-hmm.
which gotta love that fucking at least for clips on
Yeah,
YouTube.
Very
Love
funny.
that thing. But he was talking about how like his friend dared him because it was just like a stupid thing that was going on. He was
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, sure," and he was like, "Bet you $100 you won't fucking do it." And he was like, "Oh yeah," and it's supposed to be I think 3 fingers or something like that,
This?
or his whole hand.
I
Something.
thought
like
it was.
that.
I thought it was this.
Oh no, yeah,
I
it's
thought it was the
this.
whole
No,
hand.
it's
Yeah.
this, and then but it's 4 fingers.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, he does.
okay.
I think he does 4 fingers. I
Okay.
think, and you're supposed to do 5 or whatever.
Oh, maybe
and like
'cause you
so
can't
he
see
did.
me?
Yeah,
No,
so
I think because it was also supposed to be like the STFU.
no.
Was that- was that different
Entirely
thing?
unrelated.
Oh,
he
okay.
did the first time he did this.
Is that
it
was-
was just a dare.
That is his move though, right? The
The
STFU.
STFU, yeah.
Yeah.
The STFU, but it was just a dare, and he did like I think he put his thumb away or for whatever reason to like be like, "Yo, look, I'm doing it," and and he like fucking did the thing, and then people are like, "What the fuck's that about?" and then he was like, and then it became a thing out of a stupid bet that I did with my friend, and he goes, and now I'm invisible, and Graham Norton's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, people are gonna comment on this video or whatever and be like, "Wow, I can't believe that they're just talking to nobody in that space." And just like he's like, and now forever, no one will see me. I don't exist.
I don't exist.
There'll be pictures of people where I'm holding them. They'll be like, "Wow, I can't believe that guy's just floating there." And he's like, and that's my legend.
I love John Cena so
love
much.
him
He's
too. He's
so
really funny.
hammy all
I'll
the
never
Remember that
time.
time
forget-
that he was Fred's dad?
I do remember the time he was
What?
Fred's
Yeah,
dad.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was a real
The
thing.
Fred movie. He's Fred's dad.
Yeah.
His imaginary dad.
Who the fuck is Fred?
Fred.
Fred.
You remember
Hey, it's Fred. You know that
the,
thing?
the old YouTube.
The back in the Shane Dawson days.
Yeah, like
Smosh
OG
days.
YouTube days. Fred.
Fred with a backwards R.
He was also in He was also in that one movie Trainwreck for like 2 scenes, and he was hilarious in those 2 scenes.
That is so vague.
Yeah,
that
he-
could be
he,
any
um,
movie.
He
Trainwreck?
has a.
Oh,
he
it's
has
called
like a.
Trainwreck.
It's called Trainwreck.
Yeah, it's with
Oh,
Amy
wait.
Schumer.
Amy Schumer,
Fucking hate
Bill
it.
Hader.
Bill
his
Hader.
early
Hader.
shit was pretty
Here-
bad.
here's the thing about that movie. Amy Schumer scenes, not good. Bill Hader scenes, amazing.
Cannot
I mean,
stand
Amy
Judd
Schumer
Apatow.
is not very funny.
I
personally.
don't
It's-
like Amy Schumer.
Cannot
Yeah, me
stand
neither.
Judd Apatow. So I'm not.
You don't like
watching
Judd
it. I told you my. I
Yeah,
told
yeah,
you my
you've
Judd
talked about
Apatow
it.
theory.
But like,
You've
I
mentioned
also
once or
I
twice.
usually don't like people's comedy where their entire joke is that they're heavy.
Nah, LeBron James also.
It's like, yo, Amy
that's
Schumer,
not really hurt.
you're
you.
not
No,
that
LeBron
bad.
James
Like,
is fine.
Amy Schumer,
LeBron
like,
James was hilarious. in that.
he was funny.
yeah,
in
but
that
like,
movie.
but like Amy Schumer and then Rebel Wilson, the two, like, I feel like their two jokes are that they're heavy,
and
and it's like, bro, why? Like,
The thing is, I like Rebel
Do other
Wilson
things.
in general because I think she's good when she does stuff that's not just that. But the problem is she got typecast into just doing that.
But
yeah, like Melissa
also, like,
McCarthy before she started doing drama.
Yeah.
Not only that, but it's also like they in both the case of like Amy Schumer and Rebel Wilson, they got typecasted into that, but then they also get the absolute worst, cringiest dialogue.
Oh, 100%.
That's
Oh,
like
yeah, people write them
literally
awfully.
nobody can pull it off. Where
And-
it's like,
yeah,
of course, like
and that's why I feel extra bad for Melissa McCarthy because Melissa McCarthy is genuinely a hilarious
Right,
and
I think she's
extremely
very
talented
funny, yes.
actress. Like if you, she did a movie that she got nominated for an Oscar for like 3 years ago called "Can You Ever Forgive Me?"
Mm-hmm.
She is fantastic in that movie, and in Gilmore Girls, she's hilarious too. But like as like she started starring in like those Paul Feig movies, she got typecast as like funny fat woman who's bumbling. It's like
You know what
the
I
same
wish?
fucking role.
I wish the Ghostbusters 2016 movie was good. I
I've
really
never seen
do.
it.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch
really
it.
do. Cause like
It's
The-
a fun cast. It's
the-
a
the-
real
all-
fun
it's
cast.
good
like
cast.
all
Really good cast.
all they had to do to like make that movie just a bit better was instead of being like fuck those original films, just be like no, they still happened. Like they're still in the universe. Instead of just making fun of the entire thing.
Stupid needless backlash too that
yeah,
really
like
hurt
because
it.
it was like,
Yeah.
dude, like I'm fine with all female Ghostbusters.
You're doing
That's
a
cool.
reboot.
Yeah,
for
that's
a
doing
right.
non-
female
But like,
thing.
just
that
don't
was.
be
Super
a,
easy.
but like
Like,
don't be a
ugh.
dick about the source material, because then they had the original people in it make fun of it
Yeah.
and stuff
And
you're-
die,
yeah,
right?
and-
Didn't
yeah.
they die in
and,
it
and it's
too?
just like, look, I get it if you want to be like separated from it or whatever, but like it was also just like the humor wasn't even like really that great, like because
I
it
think
well, Paul
just
Feig is
tried
a
too
talentless
hard.
hack. I don't like
I
Paul
think
Feig
they
at all.
just
just
tried
like-
too hard.
yeah,
to
because
be
it,
completely honest.
especially because it's that like balance, right? Like I had this same issue kind of with like Supergirl, right? I don't think Ghostbusters had the exact same to the same extent, but like Supergirl is a CW show.
Right.
I mean, I'm not the audience for that show. That show is for women empowerment, all about it. Super cool. A lot of people get that.
Not good.
A lot of people get that message from it.
I
Though.
liked Supergirl. When
I
it was
did
on.
not like
No, so like
Supergirl.
a lot of people get that message from the show. Over the moon for
Right.
that. Like very happy for them. The first season pretty solid. I enjoyed it, but like after that, they start getting into that like hammering you over the fucking head with a mallet empowerment.
Well, that's the thing with
message.
CW is that CW doesn't know what subtlety is.
No,
Right, but-
absolutely
or new.
not.
Right,
to be
But
fair,
that's
that's
the-
not
but-
just
but-
new.
but-
That's
but-
Yeah,
not
no,
just
that
saying-
happened
but
in
what I'm saying is
Arrow,
a
that happened
lot-
in The
but what I'm saying is
Flash,
like
yeah.
a lot of things usually do that when they're trying to do like the girl moment, right? Is like the same with Avengers Endgame.
Endgame. That one
Endgame.
scene.
Like
Oh, yeah.
where like
Oof.
all the girls are there and like we'll help. First of all, Captain Marvel could do all that shit her own. She didn't even need any help from any of you.
What I think does the girl power like embracing thing really well is Ocean's 8. Because
I thought Asian
Is that
was
the
good.
one? Is that the one that's all
All
female?
females.
All
Ocean?
females.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree. That movie was pretty
I
good.
think it does it really well because it's not slamming your face into it. Because like as somebody who really likes seeing like a lot of women on the screen and them being strong and being able to do anything they want to do, I'm like, yes, that's what I want to see. But I also don't want it shoved down my throat because then it feels so disingenuous that it feels almost like it's a mockery of it. Where it's like, great, you're saying that, but you're doing it in such an extreme fashion that it becomes a joke.
You ever
Like,
see Atomic
it's-
Blonde?
I did.
Okay, so like
Oops.
Atomic Blonde, a perfect
Fuck yeah.
a perfect counter argument to Atomic Blonde is the fucking Red Sparrow or whatever movie. Like Atomic Blonde, fantastic movie about just a badass spy that happens to be a woman. Like it's not centered around anything like that. But then Red Sparrow, is that what it's called?
Yeah, with
You know
Jennifer
what I'm talking
Lawrence.
about? Yeah, with Jennifer Lawrence. That
Oh, I
movie.
like that movie.
I thought
I
that
never
movie was
seen it.
really bad.
Really?
Like,
I like that movie.
I also think it fails on its own premise, which the whole premise is like using your body as like the weapon or whatever, and they do that never. Like, which is well, no, like I have no problem if that, but like it's weird because they set up the movie as that's the point, but then they don't ever do it, and I'm like, okay, but then like, why make that the point?
But it wasn't the point.
But it kind of was.
It wasn't.
I don't know.
Well,
Whatever.
I've
But
never
like,
seen it.
but
It was a good movie. in
yeah.
my
It was,
opinion.
I mean, I don't know. I
But I
wasn't a
also
big fan.
didn't see Red Sparrow or Atomic Blonde to be like a like girl power, like women empowerment
Well, that's
kind
what,
of
that's
movies.
what I'm saying
But
is
no,
that
I
like
understand what you're saying. Like, I think that is better. Where I think a movie that I think is very obviously like girl power is Wonder Woman, which I loved. The first one for sure. Second one I felt a little iffy towards because I was like, y'all are kind of losing me with all this bullshit. But the first one, when I saw that in theaters, and I was like, this is what I want. It is not. It's just like, here is Diana existing in this time where it was a very male-run world, right? And she's just like, that's great, but like, if you don't listen to me, you will die. And then when they don't listen to her, she's like, great, I'll just do it, and then you can keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, like the No Man's Land scene.
Yes.
Which is like the best fucking scene in the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when it's like her and she takes off like the cloak and she's like,
Shit rules
out-
so hard. It's
she
so
rules
good.
so hard. And then the guys are like, she's taking all the heat. Like, we gotta fucking go out there. You know, it's not just like a, oh, okay, we'll just stay here. You know what I mean? Like, that's why it works so
That's why
well.
Wonder Woman is like such an inspiring presence.
That's
like a
why it
beacon of
works
hope.
so
It's
well
like,
because she's,
shit rules.
it's not even the thing of like, she is very like not of the time, so she doesn't like get the standards or whatever, right? Like, yes, she doesn't understand, but at the same time, like, she's like, no, like, this is what I feel is right, and this is what I'm gonna do,
Yeah.
regardless. Like, if you want to try and stop me, go for it, but you're not gonna have a good time doing it.
Yeah, thanks for watching and listening. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are on YouTube, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. I'm talking to you, Perez.
Hey,
And,
Perez.
and yeah, if you're listening to us on any of the streaming services, don't forget to follow, leave a review, like, you know, whatever. In 3 episodes, 2 episodes. This is 23. 2 episodes. In 2 episodes is our anime club. So 2 weeks. That we're talking about Fruit Baskets. So
The remake.
yeah, the remake, the first
Yeah.
season. So if you want to watch along with us and then join us in the conversation, that'll also be our Christmas episode, I
yes,
believe.
it will be.
So I don't know, maybe we'll do something for that. At least wear
Yeah.
a Santa hat.
It was Cat's anime, by the way.
Yes,
Yes,
it was.
yeah,
it
Cat's
was
pick.
Cat's anime.
Uh,
She's
Or
not here,
ugly
obviously.
sweaters.
I don't have any ugly sweaters.
We'll
I,
get
I
them.
do.
I have tons.
I have a Run the Jewels ugly sweater.
Oh, I'm
I'm
jealous.
gonna wear that.
Fuck.
I'll wear a Santa hat at the very least. And with that, don't forget to check out Anthony's YouTube channel
Yeah.
at Super Milkshake.
I just dropped a new video, so you should check it out. Thank
and
you.
Kat at Kat the Moonstar. She's streaming more again, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, so when's her next stream? It's like
Friday.
It already happened.
it already happened. Just kidding.
That's why I didn't mention it.
Yep.
Good one.
Way to ruin it. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and see you guys next week.
Bye.
ya.
Bye.